Hello, Craig. Hello, GameBot. Last time on Well Dressed Bones, we are in the Lobsterverse, and we are here at the Requiem Ball in 1970, and we are having our alternate versions of May, Fish, and Cal come together at this event for a bit of a heist, stealing some ancient artifacts that were on display and have now been put away in, assumedly, the vault. Over the course of the party, our group has done the rounds, gotten the lay of the land, and due to a timely distraction by Fish, aka Dr. Gar, um, has lured away some witnesses so they could get into the back rooms, into the private areas. Unfortunately, that included a Ripper that was standing guard, a Ripper Keen. And as um, the party is trying to deal with this, trying to get past her. Unfortunately, diplomacy and mind magic fails, and they decide to go to violence. Sinner getting the drop on this Ripper and doing a significant amount of damage to her, but clearly Ripper's reputations are well earned, as they are very strong. As in a peek behind the scenes, Rippers are level 12, so not a opponent to be taken lightly. After getting the initiative and getting the first attack in, Sinner has forced the Ripper to retreat, and as we come into focus once again on our narrative, you all see Sinner shoulder checking open the door as he dives deeper into the private apartment. The Ripper Keen retreating and drawing her little hand sickles.
How much damage did Drum do again to the Ripper?
It was like 33, something like that.
Level 12 fighter. Okay.
Callie wriggles from the couch slightly and goes, "Oh, that's a mess."
Where is the Ripper fleeing into? Can I do an investigation to...
Yeah, give me an investigation check. All of these things are happening kind of spur of the moment, snap decisions, because Drum and the Ripper are going to get another quick turn before anybody else has the opportunity to act.
That's a dirty
Even
20.
for
Thank
blasphemous
God, my
darts?
investigation bonus.
Probably not enough for blasphemous darts yet, but maybe a check.
Okay.
What was that saying, Ellie?
Yeah.
A dirty 20 for me. Thank God for that investigation bonus.
You are currently in the private area living room. It looks like what they are going into is essentially the private kitchen. Versus kind of like the public kitchen where event food is cooked.
Ella's actually just fleed into the bathroom and is
Yes.
having a shining moment. Drum fucking bumped out the door.
As Keen is stepping back and very clearly keeping distance from Drum, but is readying herself, drawing her weapons, and readying to attack. And with that investigation, you see Drum is faster than her and is able to close the distance, even despite her trying to throw the door in the way. But yeah, it looks like a kitchen. The door beyond it is open, and you see what looks like a particularly large bedroom beyond it.
Okay. Speaking of doors, Fish is thinking of how to make sure that they're not followed/interrupted. How can we lock the door behind us, or perhaps push something heavy in front of it?
If you're looking at, are you looking at the door back into the party, or are you saying go through one more door and then lock it behind?
No, the door directly back into the party.
Give me a quick perception or investigation check.
19.
19. Which one?
Investigation.
Okay. You see there is a heavy cabinet that is fairly close to the door you came into. It looks like it is sort of like a display cabinet for like fine china, but you think that if you leverage it properly with a 19, you'll be able to like lean it over and block the door without like shattering it and make a bunch of noise. And I think a 19 is high enough that you can make it kind of look accidental, like somebody moved it when they weren't supposed to like check something, and it just happened to be a little too far over and block the door.
Yeah, okay, that's going to be what Fish does rather than contribute to the chase for now.
Okay.
Yeah. Gladly is going to saunter in after Drum, like a cat stalking prey.
Okay. Any quick checks or anything Callie wants to do?
Callie's gonna stay with Fish and probably just keep an ear out, just to make sure nobody's like hearing this, and making sure the room doesn't seem suspicious in any way. Maybe block the light coming in from the door or something like that with shadows.
Okay. Yeah, that works.
Yeah, like muffle. Is there? I would say shadow can like muffle sounds coming from the room, so she just does
To a certain extent, yes.
Yeah.
Then as Drum chases after this woman, Fish and Callie jumping up to go move this cabinet and keep things secure here. Gladly just kind of following behind Drum as they enter the other room. As Drum closes the distance, the Ripper is going to take its 3 attacks. Okay, that is a hit and a miss. Okay.
Gladly does the full like Lord Farquaad. Some of you may die.
That's a risk I'm willing to take. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. That is...
John Lithgow, still alive.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Are you familiar?
Hope he
I was gonna
dies.
say, are
Very
you
conservative
familiar?
now.
I am not. Hope he
well,
dies.
Yeah,
Matches the character, I guess.
he's Dumbledore in HBO Max. Yeah. We'll do a James Wood and just pretend he's dead. I'm sorry to do this to you. Yeah. If you want to continue liking British actors, do not look up the new Audible
Yeah, it's really
Very
bad.
true.
cast list.
That is a total of 23 damage to Drum.
It's not enough, girly.
As you Gladly is following after. You see that genuinely it is like a cut across the arm as he blocks, and as he blocks up, the sickle buries itself into his ribs. Really deep stab. Not enough to kind of stop him, definitely enough to slow him down, as that it was quite a bit of damage. And
Gladly calls back to Callie and is like, "You know how to revive people, right?" And Callie was like, "Uh-huh. Okay."
And then, as a bonus action, Evelyn is going to recover some health. That is 28 points of health back to her.
Wow.
No, wait. No, 18. I added a extra little bit there.
I'll give it to her.
She's having a bad day.
Gladly is like still like slowly loping towards them and calls out to Drum. Do you need any help with this? It looks like you're warmed up.
As Drum is going to make 2 grappling checks to try and like get her to stop, as he sees that she has run away and As she releases one of the scythes still like buried in his side, she's going for her sending stone to call this in.
She
He is
doesn't
going to
have
try.
that no more. It's on the floor.
Oh yeah, you did knock it out of her hands. You know what? I'll do a sleight of hand check to see if she was able to pick it up as she ran.
No, she wasn't.
Can Gladly
Just
get an
kicked
attack?
it away.
That's pretty low. So no, I don't think she has it. Okay. With that, I need her to do this. And ooh, okay. Drum comes up, manages to clip her with a straight punch for 10 damage. But when he goes to close the distance and grapple her, she slips out of it and goes a little bit deeper into the apartment. They're starting to like circle each other warily. Like Drum absolutely thought this would be over by now. As May is like, "Oh, do you need any help?" And he's like, "I can handle it, ma'am, but assistance may speed things up."
And then it's in the same vein, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Ellie. In the same vein as Gladly calling out, now Fish calls out to her to be like, "Are you done yet?"
We're about to be, darling, don't worry. And Gladly is going to cast Scorching Rays on Little Miss Thing. Now, this is when the glass cannon comes to effect. This requires so many rolls that I'm using a dice simulator, but I'll do the attack. Is it with one attack roll per ray, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. While you're doing that, I need Fish and Cal to give me I need Cal to give me a stealth check with advantage, and I need Fish to give me a athletics or acrobatics. No, athletics, I think, with advantage.
You're giving us advantage for free? What is it? Our birthdays?
No, it's because of the success of Fish's investigation roll before.
So, Patrick, tell me what Miss Keating's armor class is.
Evelyn's armor class is 17.
So, does 2 25s and a 19 hit?
Yes.
Cool. I'll run that dice simulator now. I'll just double check that I've lined her up correctly.
That's a 10 on athletics.
It's a 25 on stealth.
Okay.
And that's a 53 on damage.
Kelly goes, good Fish.
Well, like, they were so careful in putting down the fucking thing, and then they're like, awesome, perfect, slips on a little bit of glass and dies.
I think what happens is with a 10, you maneuver the cabinet over. It sticks in the carpet just a little bit and starts to tip, but you manage to save it, and you get it in place to block the door. You turn around to make sure that people, especially Callie, saw you being very strong, and your elbow just smashes through the glass windows. You turn around. Callie, having already blocked the door with some shadows, catches the glass and muffles the sound. And you think the stealth success has outweighed the strength semi-success failure. And it was quiet enough that the door is blocked and you are undiscovered. Fish is just a little embarrassed.
My jacket. Is it torn? Religionist? Is it torn?
Callie looks at it and she's like, it's pretty... is it torn?
I think it's like scuffed. You can see a couple of broken threads, but no like actual damage that a non-seamstress would notice.
She's like, it's leather. It doesn't... Also, snake? Really?
Yeah. Pretty good, right?
No.
Expensive.
Yeah, because who wants to get that many snakes?
People like me, when we gotta wear them on our body.
Well, it doesn't work.
Like it's actually one snake.
Sheds the jacket.
That giant anaconda I killed. You shed the
Sheds
jacket?
the jacket. Yeah.
Okay. Keep it with you or just toss it over a
Yeah,
couch?
totally.
Okay.
No, because it's evidence that we were here.
Mhm.
Like,
That's what I was wondering. Yeah.
yes. But
Um,
just like, I need a real
okay. The damage to Evelyn was 53, you said?
It sure was.
Okay. You see that as Evelyn dances back. I need to do this.
I'm imagining as well as like there's no like cool wizard movements. It's just gladly like flicking her hand.
Mm-hmm. As you fire out these big bolts of fire, dancing around Drum, scorching him perhaps just a little bit. Not that he's not used
Keeping it
to it.
spicy.
They slam into Keen, who sort of like tries to block with her arms, and although she is scorched and pretty severely damaged, you realize it did not do as much damage as you would expect from an attack this strong.
That's alright. That was only 2 spell points and I have plenty to spare.
How many?
18. Glass cannon,
really
baby!
That's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now Fish is following out, so, and still like, now?
Almost. You know I enjoy playing with my food.
Okay, so you won't need any lobster on the side, will you?
Not unless you want it cooked and ready to eat, no.
Okay.
And then gladly kind of looks at Drum, as in like, was that assistance enough? Do you need more?
We will see as it is now Keen's turn.
I think she should attack gladly.
You just with passive insight, passive perception, you can see that more than getting Keen in a disadvantageous situation, Drum is making sure that he is staying between you and her.
Good.
There are absolutely, he could have like cut her off or circled around the counter and like pinned her against the cabinets, but he is like very explicitly protecting you more than he is attacking her.
Good.
And that is
It's his
probably
job.
entirely instinctual. Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Yeah, freak. Okay. Let's do. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. As Sinner kind of like blinks out of the kind of glare from the flames, Evelyn is going to make her 3 attacks, and then use Action Surge to make 3 more attacks, for a total of 6.
Wow, is that the upgrade of Action Surge at that point? That's crazy.
Yep, each attack action is 3 attacks. So Action
Oh,
Surge
nice.
giving you an extra action makes it 6
That's
attacks.
great. Fucking
Yes.
hell.
No, higher level warrior classes are very strong. Nat 20. Math. 15 does not hit. Math. 16 does not hit. Right? Oh, no, it does. 15 and 16 both hit. His armor class is lower than I thought it was. Okay. So that's 2 hits plus a nat 20. Miss, and hit. Okay. We'll do the 3 hits and then the nat 20. And we'll see what happens to Mr. Drum.
This will be the first time we see Sinner actually black out on the field. That's cringe.
Possibly, yeah.
I mean, he definitely blacked out when he got chewed up by a machine.
I
Yeah.
mean, from an enemy, though. This would be very funny if this is what gets him.
Some fanfic writer.
Yeah.
Hey, this fanfic writer definitely lifts weights.
The only one.
Okay, I am
That's
gonna
not
have to
true.
use.
Ellie lifts weight, I think.
I am gonna have to use a dice roller for this.
Looking at Ken and being like, Sinner, he's so overpowered. In my fan fiction, he is gonna get fucking taken down a peg.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually her magic discipline. Manifestation through fanfic. She goes home and she's like, I'm so fucking swole. Every person on the street looks at me and was like, oh, look at her. I bet she lifts weights. She does not do any strength training.
Shout out to the Goosebumps series, The Blob That Ate Everyone. Do we know what I'm pulling out by doing this? Yeah! She's got that. She has that.
Okay. Then I need to do that. What's that? Okay. Sorry, give this to me in plain English. Don't have me use a math program and then still make me do it anyway. That is not fun. But I guess it's unavoidable in this situation.
Did you get like a letter or something? Do you have to solve what I is?
Okay. That is... Do more quick math.
Is it that quick?
I mean, maybe. Maybe it is that quick. Okay. She, as you see her blitz in, with, these attacks, you see her scythe, glow with the flame, that you shot at her, a Ripper and Cleaver special ability, as she chops Drum apart, ending with a big swing that goes up under his ribs and is torn out, opening a huge gash that you see pieces of ribs fall down to the side, with a total of 59 damage.
Wow.
Drum has 8 hit points left.
Oh, he's still alive. That is fine.
Callie looks at this and goes, oops.
Whoa.
And Fish goes, no, she said they've got it.
She's like, what, do you want to do Go Fish?
I do genuinely think that you're like, Mr. Drum, was that enough help? And as he's going to answer, he is so beset by sudden blood loss that he physically cannot answer you.
Yeah, that's fair. Is he gonna... It's his move next, yeah? Or is
It
it
is.
Gladly's? Yeah, okay.
I will first, I think, do a roll to determine whether he even continues trying to attack or just backs off. Okay, he's gonna continue to try to attack, even though that's stupid.
He needs to earn his paycheck.
Yeah.
Got that Christmas bonus.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He is desperate, so he is going to do a reckless attack, which means he is probably going to die if you do not either stop Evelyn or get her away from him in this immediate next turn.
Oh, don't worry, I'm gonna stop her.
Yeah.
I'm about to bludgeon this woman to death.
Okay. That makes sense. And Oh, he does have another one of those. Let me see. Do you think Gladly and Drum have like done this enough together to kind of like, on the dance floor, obviously to cringe to touch each other. But do you think the
course.
dance of battle they are more used to?
Oh yeah, of course,
Then he's
obviously.
gonna
Come
do.
on.
Then he's gonna do that. So he will roll a. Yep.
It's the one time they touch each other, I would argue.
Yeah, makes sense. 8. Okay, cool. As Drum comes in, trying to fight one-handed as he's like holding most of his internal organs inside of himself by sheer force of will. He comes in swinging, uppercut, and then hook, forcing her into a kitchen cabinet, slamming her with a shoulder check, and like entirely shielding her from the room for a split second, allowing Gladly to slip in the room. He turns around, brushes her hand very briefly, and just kind of spins her farther out of the way to keep her covered. Gladly is able to use 15 feet of movement to reposition wherever she wants in a more covered position to have a better shot at Keen, what have you.
Yeah, cool. Is that his turn?
That is, I just need to roll damage for
Yeah.
the attacks he hit with. Which is this, and this, and this, and this. Okay. $23 damage, not an insignificant amount. Ripper is very clearly pretty fucked up. Drum is
I would
barely
hope
hanging
so.
on to consciousness, but
Yeah,
at
that's
least he's
alright.
putting work in.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as he's conscious, Gladly is like, yeah, she'll be right. If he became unconscious, that becomes a different matter. Scorching Ray again. Let's roll those attacks. That's 2 20s and a 25, which I believe hits.
Yeah.
And
Roll
let's
damage.
use your dust sim. Yep. Do you reckon 54 kills that by chance?
Yes.
Cool.
With a 54 as Sinner spins Gladly out of the way into a more advantageous position. What is the signal she gives him to duck out of the way?
I don't think she even gives him a signal, he just knows.
Okay.
He's seen her use this attack many times.
As Sinner spins and ducks out of the way, physically diving behind like the kitchen island, Gladly unleashes flames that torches Keen completely, and also does a significant amount of damage to the kitchen cabinets around her. All the like varnish
Unfortunate
peeling
casualty.
and bubbling up. And as the battle stops, Keen is dead, or rather downed, making death saving throws. As the others kind of join, Sinner is trying to get to his feet and is slipping on his own blood and viscera, and is still trying to get up and kind of take the lead, but it seems like he can't quite manage it.
Yeah, Gladly looks at Callie and is like, Shep, but I'm terribly sorry to impose, but my manservant here seems to have failed to warm up.
Yes, which one do you want first? I don't really see the benefit of the corpses here, but tell me what you need and I will perform.
Oh, I suppose Mr. Drum first. It's very hard to find the help, you know how it is.
And see, you keep telling me that good help is hard to find, and it doesn't seem that you've found it yet.
Yes, I'm rather surprised myself, Mr. Drum. And Gladly is going to
You're all
turn
like
her
having
attention
this
completely
conversation
away.
over him, and you know that he would be like shooting like mean looks at Cal and like subservient looks at Gladly, and he is just not conscious enough to even like understand that people are talking about him.
He's not hearing it.
Yeah.
No.
Let's remember my fucking healing abilities. Blurp, 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 blurp.
Remember that you have once per day a free casting of Cure Wounds at the lowest
I have
level.
Cure Wounds, and I also have Radiant Voice.
Radiant Voice, remember, can only heal someone up to a maximum of half their health. So you might waste some spell points if nobody else is injured.
Okay, so should we just start?
Start with a free Cure Wounds and see where that ends up for him.
Okay. Oh my god. So many fucking spells. This bitch is too confident. Well, I don't know why my Cure Wound says choose an area within range that is no larger than a 20-foot cube. Within this area, bright light becomes dim light. It seems something's a little backwards there, but that's okay. I get a spell card.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
That's okay. Patrick did a very good job reading out my spells. It's okay if there's a couple little typos.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 1d8 plus spellcasting.
Wait, hold on.
Okay.
Let me do quick math. If you wanted to get Keen to barely alive, Radiant Voice would be a waste of a usage. If you wanted Keen to be like as healed as you possibly could, that would be a good use. If you do both Keen and Drum.
What's the actual order from May? Because Cal doesn't want to kill Keen, but he's like, do we want them to be mostly out, or like, are we gonna get them
Fish
up and
says
then
it
just
out
come up
loud.
with sitting?
Fish says it out loud. So we're killing this woman, right?
Gladly is sorely fucking tempted. After the embarrassment.
She's like, I can modify her memory. Really, we're gonna drag this corpse out, find somewhere to go. Do you even have a truck with you to transport it?
Oh, I don't think we'd take it with us, right, Fish? I mean...
Oh yes, just bury the corpse on the property of the ball host. That makes a lot of sense.
Bury? Gladly's just like,
Howard,
we leave it here, obviously.
We just leave it. Yeah. It's not our house. We don't clean it up.
We really are going to kill this woman?
Cal is very much like, you sold me on an in and out, nobody knows we're here mission, and then you're just like, we are going to be so subtle in like replacing these objects so nobody knows we're here so they can do the forgeries entirely separately. They're just going to find a dead body in the kitchen.
Plans change. No, Gladly will be like, Gladly takes out a healer's kit and just drops it on Keen's fucking body. And it's just like, well, someone else could use that. And then is going to start walking through the next door.
And Fish looks at Cal and is like, I think we should just kill her. If this is your thing, then, you do it.
Kelly's just muttering.
And follows after.
To themselves, being like, clean up the fucking trash, take care of the dog.
It's really old Drum's fault. He had one job and he fucking failed.
Kelly goes, she says, I'll take care of the dog. I'll take it to all of its vet appointments.
Yeah, I'll clean up after it.
I'll feed it. I'll water it.
Not even
You
the one
know,
that wanted this
bullshit.
dog.
So we'll just do a we'll do a cure wounds for
Cure wounds. You might have to spend a little bit of spell points. Or do like a medicine check on Keen to get her like barely alive, or Radiant Voice to get like her decently back up, which for Cal is kind of like the if I'm gonna modify her memories, it's weird that she's like almost dead, but the others are like, we're moving along, just kill the bitch and keep going. So maybe she doesn't want to take the time or effort. Yeah.
So I literally said gladly dropped a healer's kit on Keen's chest, so we can stabilize her with that, right?
Yep.
There you go.
But also, Callie can just like stabilize her with her powers pretty easily. The healer's kit may be maybe a like, and then we stage the scene to make it look like someone took care of her or something.
also, just so I'm not completely wasting time. So I did the math for Sinner with my free cure wounds. I'm gonna spare the dying for Evelyn and then maybe just like prop her up somewhere, put her in a closet until we decide what we're doing next. And I'm gonna probably ask May how healed up she wants her dog. Does she want him on the brink of death? Does he perform better that way?
Apparently not.
No.
He gets a damage boost when he's at like 10%.
Yeah,
You know?
it's like he has the Pokemon low health music
Yep.
from Black and White start playing.
The good one. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was gonna say it's the episode of The Simpsons where Wiggum has been like taunting the police dogs for like hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, starving them, hit them, sing that a key. Me 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 me.
Me me momo. Me me momo.
That's what finally does the drum. No, she will get him to be healed up to full health just because if that was what happened from a singular fight with one enemy.
one fan fiction writer.
Yeah.
That is
One loser nerd.
that is one Ripper. You have probably seen so far in the event, I think probably about 20 distinct Rippers.
Yeah. And Gladly doesn't have that many spell points, so
Doesn't have that many. You have 18.
I mean like enough to take out 20 Rippers on their own, tragically.
Oh yeah.
I mean, depends on how clustered
Well,
together they are, I guess.
That is true, Patrick. Let's get them all into a small space and then I'll use 8 spell points and utterly obliterate them.
Let's have Sinner just lure them into one area by just getting the shit kicked out of him over and over again by all of them at once.
Yeah.
And I think it's incredibly funny that Fish will very occasionally keep on being like, "Is it lobster time?" And Gladly, who does know what they're talking about, but
Yeah.
Ellie, who doesn't, will keep on being like, "No, it's fine." Like that's just going to be very funny to me continually.
Ooh, yeah. You could do a firestorm, a whirlwind, an earthquake.
Stop spoiling my spells!
Nobody knows what those are.
I think they kind of are evident in the name, to be honest.
Maybe.
Yeah, I could never figure out what an earthquake spell should
Yeah.
do. I'm just that dumb. Patrick,
right. Fish is going to drag Evelyn's body to like be on the cabinet, and it's like she broke the fucking glass.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, are we ready to start again, hun?
Yeah, we'll spare the dying Evelyn. We'll do the free cure wounds for Sinner and get him to 12 health points. And then, do you have a tip for what I should do to get him up to full? Should we do the? Should I like upcast cure wounds, or should I do the radiant voice?
12 hit points or add 12 hit points?
Oh, add 12.
So he is at 20 out of a total of 90.
90.
Hmm?
Ridiculous.
It's what you've been feeding him, you know?
It
You gotta
is.
feed you have to feed your dog, right?
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
you have been like, it's a fun
Premium for Rena.
combination thing to have him malnourished. Let me see something.
I do have a health potion, which I think Gladly would visibly reluctantly use upon him, but would still use upon him.
You don't have to. I'm just trying to maximize.
Trying to do the math.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't
That's what this
realize
game
you have
comes
2
back to.
radiant voices per long rest. I thought you were using your only one. Okay. Well, math-wise, we could say that you get Sinner up to 45, and then the 12 on top of that, which gets him pretty good.
That's good enough for Cal, unless
No, that's good enough for Gladly.
I was gonna say unless Gladly's
Yeah.
like
No, she wouldn't be.
Yeah, Kelly does her healing. She like props up Evelyn and is like, if like fish gets too close, she's like, no killing. No killing.
There's like, but
I'm
I
not
wanna.
dealing with a dead body.
But I wanna.
Kill people when I'm not involved.
They're picking at their jacket because like the like, you know, OCD, you know, bits and pieces where you just have to kind of start tearing things apart, and then it's like,
Yeah.
I just think that she's getting in the way.
Well, she's getting in the way because we tried to charm her for about 1.5 minutes before the dog tried to rip her head from her body. So any scenario,
and that's
like
why
that,
I didn't want to bring him, because I can go more than 1 minute 20 seconds.
Well, I have never known Synergon for his delicacy and
Refractory
subtlety. Nor that. Kelly like organizes the corpses, like gives Sinner a like a pat, like when you're like, okay, dog, you're done, you can get up.
Yeah, Sinner is like rolling over, like reaching up to the cabinets to try to like drag himself up. Nobody helping him. Yeah, there's a lot of blood on him and on the ground.
That's a him problem.
And a lot of blood around Evelyn, where there's just now like a charred corpse that, if you listen closely, is breathing.
So Gladly to the next room. What do we see? Yeah. The corpse. Move on.
So yeah, genuinely, you're leaving this evidence behind.
No, he's still sitting there.
I mean, I don't really know what we can do, really.
Okay. Do they have like DNA and stuff in the 70s?
It's a new invention.
No,
was it invented?
Tracking magic. They can be like, okay, we'll take a sample of blood and show us who this belongs to. That guy. Okay, cool.
We just got to kill that guy. Let me just check what Irma can do to see if maybe he can be on cleaning duty.
He takes out his mop.
Yeah, get his fucking mop.
Yeah, you can have him do
Mop
manual labor. Gladly can also probably use symbol magic to a version of the sponge bath to be like,
Yeah,
like clean all this.
She does have shape water, so she absolutely could just run a tap and like drench the place. She'll do that, I guess. Let's rewind her walking out immediately.
There is this thing about being like, once again, this is supposed to be something with no witnesses and no sign that
Yeah.
anyone was ever here. So it is kind of like how much you want to abide by that. It's this weird thing of being like, the client is like, oh, no witnesses, no one knows you were there. You're trying to discredit Jaw, and Gladly is like, I want these objects as long as I get them. That's the most important thing to me. So it is the kind of like, are you willing to just kind of be, potentially get a reputation as someone who kind of like, it fucks things up potentially.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kelly
she doesn't
goes
want
And
that.
Fish,
Kelly goes from healing to like mending the glass and stuff like that. She's like cleaning as she goes and doing the fucking passive aggressive thing, the mom thing of like cleaning and then looking over judgingly at everyone.
No, Gladly will be
Yeah.
slopping water over the blood to try and dilute it out a bit. But then Gladly is in turn passive aggressively looking at Drum like, isn't this what I pay you for?
She's like, ow,
Yeah.
my guts.
Drum is, as you can see, like not even fully conscious, but has gotten himself up and has removed his tux and is using it to like mop the floor. Like before you even say that, before you even ask, is mopping up his own blood with his tux jacket.
Can Cal like dissolve the proteins in blood or anything like that?
Ooh.
I think if you were willing to like commit to a significant amount of time, yes.
Okay.
I think you could degrade it to the point it could not be used for tracking, at least, even if it was still obviously blood, or you could, with enough time, clean it up entirely.
What's a significant amount of time though in this instance?
Choose to do it, and I'll tell you.
Oh my god. Surely Cal would know how long it would take because she's a fucking level 15.
Yeah, but nobody's helping her. Nobody helps her. Nobody ever helps her in this house.
They do everything myself. No one can know we sit.
Go Shepherd, ladies and gentlemen.
Fish is mage hand mopping. They're helping. They're just not doing it with their hands.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm glad
They
they
don't wanna-
slopping water everywhere.
Like this idea that Callie and Drum are like, we have to fucking clean up. Come on, and like Fish and Gladly are like, stupid. I'm gonna go fucking steal some shit with a stick, clean up, hide our crimes.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, like moving around the blood, not actually getting rid of any, like when you move the food on your plate so it looks like, yeah.
Yeah, glad they're like slopping water everywhere. Oh no, Drum's got. Anyway, sends a little bit of Fish as like an annoying, like, splashing your friend while you're in the beach.
They're like, poison spray.
Drum dives across the thing.
Okay, if it were,
eats through a
if it were
shirt.
liquid, I'd do it for the fun of it, of being like splashing back, but it is gas, so unfortunately, no.
No.
You can do it and like not aim anywhere near Gladly, and Drum still dives in the way. You see him immediately fall to his
Damn,
knees
Mr.
and start to like
President!
lightly vomit up blood that he then immediately has to start cleaning up too.
Callie being no fun around. It's like, a woman already died today. Let's get this. Go on the road. You are wasting my time and yours.
People die every day, Collisioners.
Do you kill people every day, Fish?
Gladly, Fish look at each other.
I haven't done it yet today, so
Fish is like, what time is it? Is it after midnight? I haven't killed anyone today.
Yeah,
that
Kelly
means I'm allowed a cigarette.
stopping her, like, cleaning her hands up with, like, a handkerchief. And I was like, I thought you were supposed to be professionals. What are... This is all ridiculous. What's our next step in our very carefully thought out heist?
What is our next step? Gladly just going to say, well, obviously we're just going to keep going. She spiritually has a glass of wine in her hand at the moment.
Yeah. So
Callie goes, have you two ever successfully stolen anything?
Our methods
we
work,
stole
don't they,
you
Fish?
from the party.
I think that genuinely they're like flashing back to a lot of like, give us the goods or we'll kill you, like heists, and it's like, have we ever like stolen something where we were trying not to be blamed afterwards? Maybe
The
not.
first time for
I don't think
everything,
we want
baby.
Callie to know that.
Yeah, Gladly's like, of course we have. Fish, don't you remember that time in Morocco, you know, with the
Yeah, the
with the
one
statue?
where,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh,
They
yes.
found we lost that though, didn't we?
No, you lost it. I never lose
I
anything.
d-
and
I
she
was
tosses into the
I'm
next
pretty
room.
sure. Okay.
She rests movably to the next room.
Fish saying, we stole you, which is very good, made me think about, we stole a horse. Fred is a talking horse. He's here of his own free will. I want to steal.
Yeah. What comes next in the actual heisting plan is I think Fish is going to do locate object for like the artifacts, and we will like wind through the inner house to get to where they're stored now.
Yep.
All right. As Gladly and Fish just kind of like sweep into the next room, looking at stuff. Drum is finishing cleaning up, but Cal notices keeps like shooting looks at this Ripper. The cabinets are now back together. Most of the blood is cleaned up, and those that are in like little nooks and crannies, you have degraded to the point where they can't be used for tracking. You just see this like half-burned woman just. Give me a perception check.
Oh, and we can't erase her memory, can we? Because it only really erases Shepard from.
No, that's a different spell.
Oh, okay.
I have multiple of fucking with people.
Now one perception. Yeah, he's ugly and down bad for that wicked fucking witch. Next question.
That's a 14 for perception.
Okay. With a 14 for perception, you realize she is, breathing a little more deeply. Not going to be conscious anytime soon, but will eventually come back to consciousness. Probably in a lot of pain, but it will eventually happen. And Sinner is looking at her like he doesn't understand why this is a loose end they're not tying up. He's not fully convinced of like, oh well, we already fucked up. We might as well kill her.
Yeah.
Doesn't know why she's still alive. But you also hear some talking, and you can't quite place where it's coming from, like very faint.
Callie's gonna go over to Evelyn, kneel down, and will attempt to cast modify memory. And that's gonna be a wisdom save.
Okay. She is fully, unconscious. So this is.
I'm assuming I can like whisper in her ear.
Yes. No. I know. What I'm
Yeah, it
saying
doesn't
is
say it has to be conscious
She
at all.
auto fails. Surely.
what I'm saying is she does not auto fail. She does do this with disadvantage. As to resist this, she is not conscious enough to do that. Yeah, one of those was nat 20, and the other is absolutely a failure. So
Jesus, Evelyn, I fucking
We're
stop.
talking about min-maxing over here. Jesus.
Yeah.
So Callie sits over by Evelyn's bedside and takes her hand and says, there was a guest being unruly and starting a fight because he was drunk. You followed him in here when I was trying to rest. Other guests were able to assist you and apprehend the unruly guest. And you are all right and just resting up until someone from your Ripper team can get you back up to health and get you back, but he is apprehended and completely handled. And is there any detail I'm forgetting that we should probably cover?
You didn't see us or something like that. Probably.
Yeah, you don't remember. You're so tired. You don't remember the faces of any of the guests involved, but you are assured that everything is settled.
We didn't get help.
I mean, I think what Callie is going for is you don't remember what any of them looked or sounded like, but you do remember there was a guest who was sick that you accompanied, and then some drunk asshole caused an altercation while you were without your team. And luckily, the guests that were helping the sick girl took care of him for you, but you got beat the fuck up.
I'm just gonna add in as well that Evelyn doesn't remember the name, I guess, because I don't trust Patrick with a fucking 10-foot pole not to monkey claw this shit.
Callie, having done this before, is like in her like internal checklist. You do not remember our faces. You do not remember our voices. You do not remember our names. You do not remember our scents.
You do not remember our measurements.
You do not remember our bust sizes. With the woman with the big titties. That happened on a previous job with Gladly. Now she's known to keep that on her list.
This is the list that Elise gave you for like modify memorying the tailor every time she comes, so nobody knows that she's like ever so slightly gaining weight over time. I erased my measurements from the tailor's mind.
Okay, so you think that covers us for everything?
Yeah, I reckon.
I think so.
Okay.
And
then Kelly alters the position of like looks like a helpful Samaritan got her into like a recovery position instead of like super dead body looking.
Yeah, because Fish just went.
Yeah,
Okay.
grabs like a throw pillow and like puts it under her head, artfully arranges her hair, and is like, yeah, okay.
Okay. Give me a medicine check.
Thanks for making me be able to use my actual fucking useful stat. That's I think that's a. Here. That's a 29.
With a 29, as you start whispering to her, you start tweaking her blood pressure over and over again, and she like comes to consciousness, but you restrict the blood flow to her brain, kind of like a hand on her carotid, so that her higher order functions don't come into play as you insinuate activating the neurons, as you insinuate the story of what actually happened. And then as you release her, she kind of
fucking with short-term memory.
Yeah, you kind of like wake her up to a certain extent. You see her like her eyes open and her breathing get a little more steady as she essentially gets like one hit point. And as you do this and she kind of comes back to consciousness, she doesn't move. You like get the throw pillow and like put it under her as she's resting, and she speaks in a very croaky, like obviously like smoke harmed voice, like, my sending is down. I need to call in the attack.
We reported it for you. All of us guests, including the ill guest, left the room and spoke to the Ripper. We were able to approach and decided to let you rest until a healer could come in here.
Alternatively, you already called it in.
Yeah, but then her sending sound's not with her. We decided to let you nap.
It's in the
queen.
room. She can just
Yeah.
find it.
Yeah, you know what? That's fine.
It actually is in the next room.
She
And you
can find
realize-
it in the next
And
room.
Cal realizes that's the little sound of talking she's hearing is people like reporting through the sending stone. You could, if you wanted to, essentially get a guard's walkie-talkie to find out what security is doing, but then that would, undermine the story of Evelyn being attacked.
I think Cal's like, that's as much as we need, and we'll just lock and board the doors behind us as we keep moving forward.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Cal will go back while she's already fucking cleaning up everybody else's mess. I think she'll let Shadow ward the door to get in here.
Okay.
Or if it locks from inside, does that. But yeah.
It does lock from inside. There is definitely because this is a house of somebody who is both influential / rich enough to be able to afford security and also someone paranoid enough for having been through the war. You can absolutely see that every interior door has a symbol magic locking and warding, so it could be like a room of last resort, kind of narrowing circles of security. As you say, we already reported it in, everything's okay. Evelyn just kind of nods a little bit and just kind of slumps down to pass out in more restful sleep. Sinner is in the doorway into the next room where you hear Gladly and Fish rummaging around, clearly keeping an eye on Gladly, but also keeping an eye on you, maybe making sure that you are not doing anything to undermine the mission or that this is handled in some way. He has seemingly stolen some plastic wrap from somewhere in the kitchen and has wrapped up his bloody clothes so they into a bundle so they don't bleed everywhere and leave a trail. And it gives you a little bit of a nod as Evelyn passes out and you turn and look how everybody else is doing. Meanwhile, Gladly and Fish, entirely unknown to you what Cal is doing to support the mission. Yes?
Can I get a mean comment to drum in before we switch scenes?
Absolutely, you can.
Callie goes up to Drum, looks at his ruined, bloody suit, and be like, I'd offer to get you tailored a new one, but they don't tend to dress wild boar in tuxedos.
He says, they've never had an issue with my tailors. As you slip into the other room. Meanwhile, Gladly and Fish, you've stepped through this door into what is clearly the master bedroom. It's oversized. There's kind of a sitting area, and then without walls or anything, bed on a little pedestal and dressers and things like that. Fish was going to do locate object.
Yes, and that is a 5-minute ritual. So they've posed.
They're sitting on the bed. They're doing that.
Yeah, absolutely could.
Yeah.
Gladly is probably killing some time by just opening drawers and seeing what's around.
Actually, you know what she'll do? She'll do an investigation for any weird symbols that might indicate, oh, this is this cabinet holds something really valuable, sort of thing.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Give me that investigation check.
17.
Okay. With a 17, you're looking for specifically symbols.
Yeah, actually, should she do a symbol check instead, or would it be investigation?
It would be investigation if you're what are the
okay.
symbols in this room, rather than understanding what symbols you already found are. As you're going through your rummaging, you find that under the side table is a symbol you could press with 2 fingers to activate an alarm. You see a couple of symbols that you notice are kind of alarm symbols that are tied into a larger security system. It seems like the control for that is not necessarily in this room, but you can see how it ties into this room and the next room and the rooms beyond in this larger security system. There is also a mirror in the in kind of the dressing room area that you realize very subtly is carved with sigils of seeing and farsight and divining, of being like clearly a magical object that someone had made to be like keep an eye on distant things, or perhaps be able to communicate with people over a
Ooh.
long distance. And with the investigation, you also find a very simple symbol that is carved into a small bookshelf that you recognize as the receptacle for a passkey or a other means of unlocking. And you realize that this bookshelf is probably a hidden door of some kind.
If only I had a really high symbol one. I can gladly come up with a scheme.
Can you come up with what? A passkey?
Sorry, you cut out for me there. What was that?
You cut out for me. I was asking what you were saying.
Yeah, can gladly figure out a way to fool the pass key receptacle.
Give me a symbol check, and then I will give Fish where objects are located.
Cool. Yeah, pick the symbol lock with your own symbol.
That is a 25.
With a 25, you think you could absolutely do this if you were prepared. If you were in your lab, you had the right materials, you had the right components. This is not, the equivalent of like a bike lock symbol, which you could honestly deal with instantly. This is the equivalent of, something a lot fancier, a lot higher security, clearly made by an expert. And you kind of get the thing of being like, I could use symbol magic to functionally try all the combinations without setting off the alarm. With a 25, you think I can absolutely do that. It'll just take a little bit of time. You won't be able to like instantly create something to fool it and open it. That is an option, but it might be better to try and find like an alternative way of getting through in some way. You also as you're really examining it and seeing how it ties into like symbols around the frame and realizing, yes, obviously this is, a door of some kind. This is a one-way door. You think that you don't need a passkey to open it from inside. It can just open. And as you're looking over this net of security, you can see that the wall around it is very heavily reinforced with symbol magic, things to make the wall stronger and more resilient. This is clearly like an outer perimeter of something more secure, maybe the outer perimeter of kind of where the vault is or where the valuable objects are. There is a hole in that perimeter, and it is an air vent.
Well, we know how May feels about air vents. She loves getting in them. Gladly is gonna...
Even now, still.
This is a small air. If only we had a small companion.
Yeah. If only you did. Meanwhile, Fish is posing, focusing on these objects, turning them over in your mind. I think you even get a little bit of like you've seen the replicas, although probably you probably helped work on them, but you don't know them like fully intimately. You're still kind of like piecing together some of the differences from the other ones. You're focusing on these and thinking about what pose you're going to be in when Callie comes through the door, you starting your
on the
awareness.
Stomach doing this one.
Yeah,
with legs kicking at the
kicking
back.
legs.
Yeah.
You're starting to become like your awareness of these objects is like heightening and heightening and heightening, and then you almost lose it because the door opens, but then it's just drum coming through, and you you locate the objects. You're actually getting a number of pings because you're kind of like focusing on different things. Beyond the wall that Gladly is really intensely examining for reasons you don't know, you think based on the layout of the house is like the working area, the workshop area, which is also where the vault is. If you go in there and slightly to the right, you are getting a really strong reading of the primary objects you are looking for. If you go in there and straight, you're getting the more minor readings of like tablets and stuff, and some kind of confusing sigils of things that are like like it's almost like skipped over, like your magic is looking at something and then going, no, not that, and moving on, almost like there is something like related to what you're looking for, but not quite what you're looking for, that it's kind of like seeing the edges of, that's also in that same area. You think that this is probably like a primary workspace and the vault.
Okay. Fish, calls over to Gladly as she's having a look at the thing and being like, Professor, do you see perhaps a book that is actually a secret door handle? Because I think we may need to be going behind there.
In Gladly's investigation, did it suggest that there would be an easy mechanical lever to pull?
Oh, okay. I want to clarify. They don't know about the symbol. Basically, this is the opportunity for her to be like, well, there's the symbol as the way to get in, you know.
Oh, no, I think Gladly is actually like, well, maybe it is that simple. I've been so busy looking for magic. Maybe there's a backup.
Gladly is like, of course there's no book, Fish. It's more complicated than that. And then she kind of like shields the bookshelf with her body and starts like pulling spines.
Exactly. And as she does it, she says, but there is an air vent that's perfectly sized for a little companion with nefarious plans. Also,
it's a shame we don't know any of
ask.
those.
Patrick, with the alarm system that Gladly rolled before, can she turn it off?
You don't think you can turn it off from here,
Okay.
but you could essentially isolate the alarms in this room from the rest of the house if you were going to really break something here. You could shut off the emergency alarm in this room or something like that, but you don't think from here you could affect the rest of the system.
Okay.
Drum comes over to you looking perhaps a little chastened that he didn't easily kill the Ripper. But as he examines the bookcase around you, he says, "Ma'am, I may be able to break through this, but will of course cause some noise and permanent damage."
Yes, obviously, as if the thought hadn't crossed my mind, Drum. No, I rather think you should just sit and recover from your little accident earlier. I rather think Mr. Gar and I have this well in hand.
Doctor.
Of course, darling doctor, sorry. It's not quite professor.
You're very welcome.
You know.
It's still good. Surgery, I can do... Anyway, Mr. Drum, you royally fucked that one up, and I don't mind saying it in clear terms. So how about you just sit there in the corner and feel bad about it? And I guess we can deploy a crustacean about it.
Gladly goes, yay! And claps her hand in excitement.
As Drum is glaring at Fish and then kind of looks at Gladly a little bit, and Gladly is like, "Yeah, sit down." He takes a seat on an ottoman that's still very close to Gladly, but far enough away to not disturb her work. It's just glaring at Fish. As Callie finishes cleaning up and erasing memories and comes in the door.
Oh, good, because Fish calls out at that moment, "Reverend, you're gonna want to sing." but actually, takes a moment to look at the metal cube and goes, "Oh right, don't need this one actually. Whatever, later." And it's time to summon Omar.
Yeah, Kelly glides in.
All right, you see.
Kelly slides in and be like, "This better not be independent."
Better not be what?
An appendage.
An appendage.
Oh, as
Literally it is.
as you come in, you see Fish draped flirtily on the bed, perhaps. And how does Fish summon Omar?
With a very callous but clear snap of the fingers, just like Omar, like it's as if it's such a big deal, like rolling of the eyes. Fucking have to call my goddamn familiar out from the other plane or whatever. What a hassle.
As you call up Omar, snapping your fingers out from under the bed you're laying on. Omar slips out, instantly tries to snip off your finger that you snapped with, just entirely out of habit. You smack him away out of habit, just entirely. Every time Omar is summoned, he tries to hurt you in some way, and you just know to kick him just like entirely unconsciously.
Yep. Just smacks like in the direction of where Gladly has pointed out the vent. Just like get on with it.
Yeah, Kelly does that like click with your, especially like in heels you do when there's like a bug or like a snake on the floor. I'm like, oh my god, lift my feet.
Omar pauses for a sec and looks at Callie for just a moment and goes, and then
You too.
and then scuttles over towards the vent, and gives it a tug. Pulls off the little grating. Then it tosses the grating aside. It's a little bit loud, and there's some like dust around the area because you didn't specifically instruct him to be careful, and he will defy you. But yeah, he's kind of like waiting for new orders. Like, tell me what to do. I'm not going to do anything of my own initiative. Dad.
Also, Kelly does also raise an eyebrow and go, Omar? And like saying the French word.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's probably where I got the name idea from. Yeah, I think I heard someone say that once, and I was like, "Ooh, good name." Anyway,
Kelly says, someone.
yeah, I don't know.
One of the many
Who
French
speaks French in this
broads.
room? Who speaks French in this room? Oh, you. Oh, it was probably you. All right, Omar, you and do this fucking quietly, would you? Because we are like, this is a heist, and we've already got one not murdered person. How about you go in there through the thing and find the path for that we're going? You know what I'm talking about. Maybe gladly is required.
Yeah, Gladly is like, hello, Omar. So long, like goes to tickle Omar.
I like the
Omar,
idea that like Gladly is even more of a stan of Omar than Maze of Gekno.
yes.
Yeah.
Gladly comes over and Omar scuttles up and gives like a little tap of the claw on her shoe, before turning and looking at Fish for another moment, and then going and
Claps
disappearing.
through her like heel strap so it like rips apart.
And
I know, Omar would know better.
yeah, no,
they have like a coordinated thing where
exactly they match.
Then yes, yeah.
but
it's like, okay, Omar, you need to just do this strap of my shoe so that I have to take it off, and now Drum has to carry me or whatever.
That's going to be for later.
yeah, when he taps the shoe, May just goes like raises an eyebrow, and there's just a very tiny shake of the head before it goes away. Not yet. As Omar goes and scuttles into the vent.
I love that you have a sound effect. You knew. It was ready.
He's the one who
Yeah,
put the
vent was just for us.
As Omar scuttles into the vent, Fish does know that they can look through Omar's eyes and be able to see what Omar sees, but that requires you to not
Disgusting.
be able to see your own surroundings, and is maybe not something you're super a fan of, seeing in Omar's perspective. But
No, it's kind of gross. He's
yeah,
got
All his
those weird
colours.
shrimp extra cones. Yeah.
yeah. It's like I would, but I don't want to see shrimp colors. It's pretty disgusting, actually. As Omar disappears, you wait, and you wait, and you wait. Omar crawls back out of the same vent.
All done. Looking pretty proud of yourself. Yeah. All right, get back here.
Omar has scouted the way, but has not necessarily opened the door for you. As Omar,
And so, like, yeah.
you specifically told him to find the way, not to actually like clear the way, and because he hates you, he is only going to obey the letter of your orders. But as he comes back over to you, probably goes for an ankle again. Yeah, what do you do?
Steps lightly just to stop him on the claw.
Mhm.
To be like, you cleared the way, right? Hmm. No, I guess I'm gonna have to crush your claw unless you want to go and open up that door properly. Have a proper look. Go on.
Omar slips his claw out from under your foot, goes back towards the air vent, turns around and goes back to you and starts like snipping at your pocket, like crawls up on the bed and starts like snipping at your side.
What you want the box? The box isn't for now. We can do the box later. What does he want? Like
He
an
wants the box.
animal hand.
Yeah, give me an animal handling check with
Animal
advantage
hand-
because this is your lobster.
But we don't talk. We never talk.
Yeah.
So like.
Nat 1 or a nat 20.
Nat 20,
I'm calling it.
22.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nat
Omar wants
20.
the box.
What does he fucking want?
Omar wants the box because he realized he cannot actually open the door on the other side at his size. He is too small.
Okay, well, I was hoping for like a cooler opportunity to do this, so like just pretend that something really cool is happening instead of just my fucking lobster opening up a fucking secret door. Alrighty, takes out the metal cube and goes.
You don't have to activate it. You can just give it to him because he's still got
Yeah,
to
you
get
can
through
do
the
mystery.
vent.
Yeah, but like for the purpose, they're not actually doing a proper thing. They're just keeping it for the fanfare. You understand?
Yes.
Yeah. So just like nothing is happening. All right, tosses it, and like I imagine that it like slow-mo falls and it makes connection with him, and it's an anime flash of white, and they merge together like a Steven Universe fusion.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
If that's the way Fish chooses to see it, rather than like a very like mechanical unfolding.
No.
Yeah, you can do that.
It's like a magical girl transformation, and then out comes a full-on machine.
But you want everybody else to see it in this moment?
Yes, it's time. Okay.
All right. As you toss this metal cube and it hits Omar, it very obviously like collides with him and actually hits him and hurts him slightly before it activates and starts wrapping him up. Magical girl, transform. The machinery stretches out and surrounds him, and Omar disappears in kind of a little. There's like a little cylinder of metal where Omar is, and something is bubbling within it. As Omar stands up, and Mecha Omar is there. A 4 foot tall little robotic suit with a dome of water on top and a lobster sitting inside.
Gladly claps. Yay!
Yes.
Here.
Meg doesn't, I mean, Ellie doesn't know this, but Gladly absolutely helped make this.
Here, I put the thing. There we go.
As Mecha Omar is now here and present in the room with you. Callie seeing this for the first time. He's going to go over to the vent and is going to try and fit inside of it. In the suit, he gets an arm and a little bit of the shoulder in before he has to back out. Tries to put in a leg, and then realizes he has to actually get out of the suit, and a hatch opens up, and he flops out as a lobster. It collapses back into a cube. He has to grab it with his claw, and honestly, a little louder than you would hope for, just drag it across the ground into the metal of the vent as you just hear it.
Mage needs to help that out so it makes less noise.
Yeah, Gladly's like, for God's sake, trying to help the man.
No, yeah, mage hand to do it and make less noise.
Okay, you mage hand pick it up and just kind of follow the mage hand through the vents. You can't see it anymore, but you just keep a hand on it as it slides through the vents. After a moment, you Gladly feels the Arcana lock deactivate, and the bookcase swings open. And on the other side, you see Mecha Omar once again.
And Fish lazily gets off the bed and dusts himself off of dust that's not there, and it's okay, well, since you're here, make yourself useful, and throws the jacket at him to just stand there and hold like a little butler.
Yeah, let me do a check here. Okay. Omar catches your jacket with a little mechanical claw, puts a hole in it. A little extension arm comes out of his shoulder, and he hangs it up. But he has put a hole in your jacket.
That's okay. There's more snakes.
There's more snakes. Yes, your little minion.
No, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Fish goes, and any more holes you put in that, I'm going to replace with your shell, so be careful.
Omar takes a claw and just strokes against the jacket like he's contemplating ripping it, and then doesn't.
Father, I wish to die.
Callie watching this
Father.
thinks to themselves and goes, I give Rousseau a vacation once. I'm such a good boss.
After sending her off to jerk this old man.
Mm-hmm. As you all head into this next room, it is revealed to be a workshop slash storage area. You're in through the outer layer of security. You think you're now in the area that you could have gone through, probably a similarly warded door from the gallery to this area. And on this workbench, under piles of paper and magical implements, it doesn't seem like this is necessarily like Deuce's work. Somebody else is borrowing it, probably Jaw. But there is a number of like stone tablets and like pieces of carving that are just out that were not in the gallery, that were not like part of the larger exhibition. Just here, the things that were not as cool, or they didn't know what they mean, or they're not translated yet, or what have you. The rest of this stuff here that you think that Fish was picking up on before, Omar immediately goes over and picks up like a stone tablet with some ancient writing on it.
Fish comes over and reads it because they can read all writing.
Correct. The ancient language is interesting, and Fish knows this now and knows it well enough, having studied under Gladly, to kind of understand it. It has a literal meaning from the carvings, and then it has a deeper meaning when it is powered with magic. If the writing is structurally there enough to no, you're not. You're right there. Structurally, there enough in order to channel that magic. So there can be deeper meanings than what you can read, but also no one in the world can read it as fast as you can. Not even Gladly. You instantly know the literal meaning of everything you look at. Give me just a perception or investigation check to just see like how much you're able to be like, okay, and then we'll like move the papers and we'll read this one, and oh, that one and that one actually kind of like go together to make a fuller message, things like that.
Yep. That was an accidental. It was a legit roll, even though it fell out of my hand, I guess.
Yep. It's okay if you toss it and it still rolls, side up.
It did.
Yeah.
That's, let me count. 29.
29. Okay. I just want like the sounds of the party to be filtering through in the background. With a 29, you are able to piece together kind of where some of these things fit together, how they fit into larger messages. From what you can tell, this is a record of a meeting between a number of ancients. The names you get out of it are the Root Warden and the Illuminant. You remember the Root Warden from the ruins, although that was not your field of study at the time. A lot of your learning came after that, but you just remember that was the guy in charge of the ruins. But there's some oblique references here to trying to convince the Illuminant to be on a certain side, and then separate references to experiments and building things, and a rejection by the Illuminant. You think that Jaw has not put this together necessarily. You're finding pieces like on different sides of the room that like go together in a cohesive story. Maybe they were found in rubble, so they were like not in situ, but you were able to put them together. It kind of tells the story a little bit of where these objects came from, of a ruin. You would assume much like the one that you and Gladly and you guess Shepard went into years ago a sort of like weapons development facility to try and fight against the faceless ones. Um, and as putting the pieces together, kind of like as Jaw theorized the prototype blade, the double-edged knife, was an original um, uh, an original like god killer prototype. And the other objects, even though they seem to be more like, oh, this is just ancient technology, unknown ancient technology. You mostly care about the thing you wanted. You get the sense that they were also part of this like secret development war against the Faceless Ones. That there was a larger machine that was being used to contact ancients from other parallel dimensions to try and like combine resources to fight against the faceless ones potentially, and that's where one of this objects came from, and that this Echo Stone was something of like a secret communication network for the ancients to communicate with each other about this plot to overthrow in a way that couldn't be easily spied on. There's a lot of really interesting history here, and I think Fish doesn't really care because that has very little to do with the value of these objects to them. I think in this moment, doing this reading and seeing all that, you were like, 29 is high enough that I think you're like, okay, if I take this tablet and this tablet, maybe I want to take them with me, because these are like at least partial but more detailed instructions on like how to use these objects than like we know about necessarily. You think that the knife is like a knife, you don't need to know that much about it unless you're like taking it apart, but they're kind of like user guides for how to use the other materials to their full effect if you want to take them with you. And I think for the first time you're like, oh, these other objects would be very useful for me specifically. Maybe there's another fish out there who was able to get information out of Kitsune, or found the meaning of Godkin. Maybe I could contact them. Maybe I could use this old communication network. Maybe I could finally find that place that I saw in Gladly's notes, the House of Hidden Truths. Find the information I need beyond this world. First, start to consider the value of these other things that you're not keeping.
We haven't previously discussed this, but I think that Omar has like a little stomach hatch in his mech suit that is like a little inventory. And then when that goes back into a metal cube, it's
he's definitely got some storage. It's just it can't be used when it's in cube form.
No, no. I think you're wrong. because the interdimensional pocket, like it's related. No? Okay. That's fine.
If you want to sneak something, I want you to actually try to sneak it rather than disappearing it easily.
Okay. Well, whatever. They take the tablets that they like the most, and to find most relevant, and I like open up the fucking, and I'll grab those out of you later. Yeah, I know. They don't know. And I would like to take this time to say that that Lobsterfish thinks low key, high key, middle key is hoping that they're a descendant of the last of the ancients. They think that would be a pretty cool thing that they are. And they haven't heard that they're not that yet. And so it's sort of like, yeah. And that's why I can read all this stuff, even though I couldn't always read the stuff. And because it's perfectly tailored to me. Yes, all of this stuff is for me, actually. This is about the fish verse. And if I know me the way that I know me, if there's another me, they're probably an asshole and not and probably doing the exact same thing, so I have to get to them first and kill them and take what they know. Maybe. Just thinking theoretically, you know. That's it.
Okay. What are Gladly and Shepard doing as they enter this workshop space? And see Fish seemingly just rummaging around, picking up little stone tablets and setting them down, tucking a couple under their arm.
They're both muted, so I can keep
Callie
talking.
is, I think, disturbingly watching Minion, Omar, and is basically like, I think, putting so much energy into these two are gonna fuck up real bad, and I'm going to have to compensate. So he's just sort of watching for mistakes to like clean up and stuff like that, and is just kind of keeping an eye on things. I don't think it's necessarily working, just being like alert. You know, like I haven't taken a lot of chemistry classes, but I feel like it's like when you're good in chem and your lab partner is a huge fuck up, so you're using all of your brain energy to be like, okay, when an emergency happens, this is how I can move my hands really quick to stop something, and like blah blah blah.
You're keeping a very close eye on them, so you see Omar pick up this tablet, accidentally break off a little corner, and then just kind of like rub the grit out of his metal claws as he sets it down. You're like, fuck.
Fish doesn't like it either. They're like, fucking asshole.
Hank, real quick, I need your expertise. I am making a Maleficent bracelet for Emmy. My brain is saying if I Sharpie this green, it will look a lot like Maleficent. Am I right?
Yeah, not with white, but yeah, if you do it green.
Yeah, green and black, like her magic.
Yes, precisely.
Thank you.
Purple would also work, but yeah, green.
I think if you can make the black purple, but not the white purple.
Okay, it would be hard to copy the swirl, but I'll try. I'll figure that out.
You can do it. I believe in you.
Thanks. No, I feel like it is green and black. I'll look it up. I just wanted to know if you knew that off the top of your noggin.
Yeah. Yes, her primary colors, black, green, purple.
Yeah, this is what I got going for the main part, but I need another piece.
Yeah, good shit. Yep.
Yes, very good.
Anyway, D&D.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
So next thing that Fish says is just like kind of casually is like, "Oh, Professor, by the way, the artifacts are like, down that way, so maybe this is the time to crack open our replicas and sharpen them up."
Gladly's going to do a general investigation as she walks in this room for anything of value.
Okay. Anything of value, you got it.
It's a 28, Patrick, so there better be something of value in this room.
You are walking through, and Fish is like, "Oh, the objects are that way," and just kind of like gestures at like a door, just like a normal interior door, and you're like, "Well." Open the door, immediately behind it is like a big steel vault door, and you're like, "Okay, well, found that." come back to you in a moment. And do like another kind of circle of the room. You find things that are of value, but kind of to no one but you. Of being like, ooh, a diamond-tipped scribe. Mine broke. Maybe I'll just. Just like very expensive tools that are really nice. And as you're searching around, you come across the door that you think either this leads to the gallery or it leads to a room that leads to the gallery. You think that latter, but if you press an ear to it, you can kind of hear a little bit of music and chatter of people like in the gallery again. So you're like, okay, need to be a little quiet, but don't need to be silent necessarily. Going around, opening up drawers, you're finding some material components for both alchemy and artifice, which is sometimes like little gemstones, little pieces of gold, things like that, things that are like very traditionally valuable, some of which is small enough that you're just like, they're not going to miss this, in the pocket. As you go through, eventually you do find what seems to be kind of like the graveyard of abandoned projects, which you think are a series of magical items that are either complete or almost complete, that were kind of like swept off to make room for this discovery. They're very like jumbled together in just like a random drawer on the workbench. As you take a look at that, you would need to do like an identify or something like that to get details about like potentially what they do. But I think with 27, was it?
28.
28.
Yeah.
I think with a 28, you are very quickly able to go. This is broken. This is broken. This was never finished. These like 3 objects are done and potentially like worth looking at more.
An identified does take 5 minutes, though, as I see.
Unless you want to use spell points.
Yeah, you know what? I think Gladly's instead going to do a symbol check.
Symbol check
All
for
in the
what?
bag.
You cut out. I'm sorry.
For any alarm systems.
Okay. Absolutely. Give me a symbol check.
That's a 25.
With a 25, you're looking for alarms, and you can see that there are like some of these drawers that you're getting stuff out of like could be locked and the alarm activated. They're not. Just kind of like in a laziness of being in a private place, the same way you don't like lock your cabinets in your own house, even though you
The same way Gladly
could.
doesn't lock her bathroom even when she's using it, just in case Drum comes
Just in
in.
case Drum wants to try door handle. Yeah, exactly. It's just like it could be locked and the alarm activated because it's got like valuable components and stuff in there, but it's not. So you can kind of like trace that to the rest of the alarm system. As you're looking up and down, you think that right next to the door with the vault is another door into what looks like a cupboard. You see most of the like routing for the alarm stuff go through either the lintel or go into the wall there and go through kind of like that door. Through there, maybe kind of like the heart of the security system.
Gladly sweeps all of those finished projects into her bag and then breasts mobilely over to me and start fucking over the alarm system. And as she walks, we'll say to Fish, what are you doing there? Anything of interest?
Yeah. No. Just some stuff I'm interested in. Like marine biology. You don't give a shit about that stuff.
Gladly immediately rolls inside.
Yeah, give me deception check.
I'll counter with deception. But it's like playing it just so blasé and cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's a 14 for Gladly.
17.
Okay. Fish is just like, nothing that you care about. And at almost that exact same moment, Omar is like, and turns, and in the claws has like a little gold chain that he's just fiddling with.
And he's doing Jacob's ladders.
Yeah. It's just like, oh yeah, that's nice. Anyway.
Yeah, in that case, yeah. Over to the alarm system. Shall I roll symbol?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I'm just gonna give me a second. I've got to look at my feats, my daddens. I think I may do a lucky at with this one. Give me a second. I need to roll the fine print. I'll look at the fine print rather. Yeah.
Ellie, not sorry to interrupt your train of thought. You please continue, but I do want to take the time to voice my thought. Patrick, thank you for putting the wish stone in this game from Wario Master of Disguise on the DS, my favorite video game of all time.
I don't know what that is. I'm sorry.
That's not Wario Land 4, right?
No.
Okay.
But okay. There are 5 tablet pieces, and it's like, and the story goes, well, shit, when you put the 5 tablet pieces together, you get to grant a wish. No, it's sealed. There's a demon sealed inside.
Wow.
And I love her. Anyway.
Tiramisu. As in tiramisu?
Yes.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yes.
That's a 33, by the way.
Okay. With a 33, as you open this closet door and go inside, it is clearly like additional storage. There's some like partially deconstructed machines. There's also like some books randomly. They're kind of stacked haphazardly. You think that these are genuinely like deuces that got shoved to the side so Jaw could use this space. And behind them on the walls, on the ground, is just tons of symbols. And you see that as you're looking over it, this is a lot of the routing for the alarms. This is like, okay, this goes out to communicate that over here is an alarm going on, and then that goes over here. Like the ability to tell like where an alarm is coming from, how it activated, everything like that. And you think that you can disable the alarms entirely, but there is nothing you are seeing quite in this moment that could be like subtle. Nothing that's so like finicky or easily changed that it would only require like a slight something that wouldn't be noticed to shut it off, rather than here you're seeing a lot of like, I'm gonna have to carve a couple of new symbols into this floor to like shut all this off.
Hang on a second. So I'm doing some big thinking.
Mm-hmm. Also, with a over 30, I will give you this. If there is a more key component that will disable anything, because you are not seeing the full security system, there is still something that you haven't seen yet, and the only place that could be is in the vault. That could be a keystone connection between the like security control and the security in the vault. Maybe the alarms that activate when the vault is open or something like that. Maybe that is where you could find something subtle that you can change. But gladly may be able to get by with her wiles and also assets. But that doesn't mean she never does any research. She's not lazy. She looked up this vault before. She That's what I meant by assets. She knows at least what to expect in this. When it was installed, how it was made, not necessarily how to open it, but knows details of the vault. One wall of this closet is the steel of the vault, and it's a magically resistive steel that magic cannot penetrate. When you have a vault that has an alarm system, the alarm has to go somewhere. Unless you want the vault itself to start screaming when it's open, if you want it to be signaled somewhere else, magic has to go somewhere. Symbols can go through steel, through a lot of materials. It can't go through magically resistive materials. That's the whole point. You look at this solid wall of steel, and you think, there has to be a weakness that I'm not seeing. You're not immediately seeing any color variation or anything like that. There has to be a hole. There has to be a place where the security is not complete, just for the magical circuit to go in and out. And if you can find that, that is a way in.
Okay. Hey, Patrick.
Yeah.
Is the vault technically a magic imbued object?
Yes, absolutely it is.
Megan's going to identify the vault.
Okay. Are you gonna use a spell point or the 5 minutes?
I worry about you keeping on asking about the spell point. I feel like someone's about to walk in this room. How you've asked a couple of times now. Do you want to use a spell point? And I think I will.
Okay. You use a spell
I have a
point.
question at this time.
Yes.
Does any magical effect count as a curse? Even if it's a positive one?
Not any magical effect. There are specific types of magical effects that do count as curses, and curses are sometimes used as parts of security measures.
Okay.
So, Patrick, I'm just gonna... Oh, sorry, go on.
Yeah. Oh, so just Fish is if it's cursed, let me know.
So, just to make sure we're on the same page, once I touch this, I learn its properties and how to use it, whether it requires attunement to use, how many charges it has, if any. I learn whether any spells are affecting the item and what they are, and if the item was created by a spell, I learn which created it. I would like to posit to you that by identifying the vault, gladly identifies that gap of magic.
I do not think that is how it works. I think
that's so reasonable.
This is if the identify spell, the identify ability was something no one in Sorceress Earth had ever heard of or seen before, maybe. The fact that this is a secure vault in a world where that exists is well, obviously they would want to kind of avoid somebody finding out all the secrets just if they had the right power. As you place a hand over it, you feel... You kind of sink into the steel a little bit. And you get... The front has a big wheel lock like an old bank vault. It recognizes touch, not fingerprints necessarily, magical essence of the person who opens it. If you are not the person who is supposed to be opening it, there is a very strong curse on it. It's built into the steel. There are also 2 separate passkeys that need to be activated in order for the wheel to even turn, and all of that to potentially activate. Incredibly high security on the front. The rest of it, as you realize, the problem with magically imbued steel is it's brittle. It's not very strong. You know, you can throw fireballs at it all day and it's going to shrug it off, but you hit it particularly hard, it's got nothing. So nobody ever makes vaults entirely out of this. They do layers, they laminate it. And so you feel this like outer skin of the magically resistant steel, then an inner layer of just like a strong high tensile strength steel, and then another inner layer of magisteel layers, laminations, and all over you feel these symbols of alarm, yes, but also protection, strength, resistance from damage, things like that. The idea that you could access this from a direction that was not the front door is clearly not something that entered the designer's minds necessarily. The front door is the weakness as it's supposed to be. You don't feel a place of weakness that someone or something could get through, but you know it exists. There are shitloads of security on the front, especially on the front wheel, and you think that with your skill and Fish's skill and Callie's skill, you could take enough time to disable that and make it non-operable and get it open in a very traditional sense. You also think that if you are able to find the right spot and have the right amount, the right way of applying force, you could bypass it entirely.
I need to do some stinky thinky for a little bit. Does anyone else want to do some stuff?
There are also people who have other powers that could complement
Exactly.
Maze in order to find out how to bypass this. If she wants to bring in other people.
Oh yeah, she will. 100%. In that case, she turns around, explains the situation, and then expectantly is like, "Well, I've done my bit."
They're like, is it cursed?
Of course.
Okay, hold on a sec. Goes over to remove curse. As a ritual.
Okay. As Fish goes over and just like pops a squat. Meanwhile, Drum has absolutely just like moved over and secured the like door that leads back towards the party in order to like if anybody comes through, he'll probably hear it first and he'll be able to react first. Very standard security man thinking. As Fish comes up and just kind of like pops a squat, puts a hand on the door, and starts removing curse. What is Shepard doing?
It's a very interesting thing to be like, you're in a heist, but you learned that you were going to be in a heist 45 minutes ago.
Yes.
I'm like, part of me is like, I'm taking a brain break, but I'm also like, I want her to be like, and then I do this. Like, she's never been in a heist before. She had no prior planning. What would make sense here?
Gladly would definitely have explicitly said if we can find this this weak point that has no magical protection, we can try.
I would like to draw Mooney's attention to a feature and ability. If she would just read through those really quickly and see one that may be able to detect things.
Is there a feat called open a fucking great big vault?
If there is a tiny crack in the wall, you may bust open the crack.
Once per long rest.
Yeah. Once per long rest, you can just have the bombs from the Zelda games. If you find a cracked wall, you can open the cave.
Well, the only thing I'm seeing here in my feet, which I guess I was ignoring because I assumed Fish also had this, but it is entirely possible Fish doesn't have this, which is detect magic without spell points.
Fish doesn't have Eldritch Sight.
Oh yeah. Okay.
This is
Cal
a different
casts-
fish.
Thank you, God. Callie consults with God and then casts detect magic.
Callie prays. Yeah, you know what? Callie just prays, which in her version is like, what would Elise do? And you hear very faintly on the wind, never assume someone else is competent. Always check yourself. Thank you, Ghost Elise.
It's
God, I
the
hope
same
you're
god
dead
that
for
Fish
real.
just spoke to. They
Mhm.
like her better.
Yeah.
Then yeah, do you want to use that?
Yes. I doesn't cast spell points, so why not?
Nope. You can use it as much time as you want. As many times as you want. You could have been using it the whole time. As you go over to Fish, lifting this curse, stepping around them for a moment, putting a hand on the vault, running over it. In your mind, the way to perceive magic is to think of it like vasculature, running and flowing, pumping slowly or fast through objects, through materials and ways. As you run your fingers over the vault, you can get the sense of how the handles that detect magical pressure differ from the wheel it is on. You search and search and go around. You enter the
Fish
closet.
keeps putting their hand right where Callie's hand is gonna run up, and she goes, and she moves her hand somewhere else.
There, you keep having to like go back over because Fish is causing you to miss spots.
What if we
as-
held hands on a magical
Mhm.
vault door?
Mhm. You also run your hand and hit a metal clamper, and you see Omar just pressing his hand against the door, copying Dad as you run into it. You search, and search. You feel that this is just such a complicated knot of magic, and as you then go into the closet where Gladly is searching, you search over the same, nothing, the same, nothing. Move your hand back. Near the ground is a bit of this wall, this vault door, that looks identical in every way. No difference in coloration, in texture, in anything. As you run your hand over it, you can feel a really complicated magical construct become absolutely no magic, and then back to a magical construct. And as you focus, you can feel, and in a way, although you don't know what it does, what it means, you can feel that symbols were carved and then filled in with steel to make a seamless piece to the naked eye. You have your weakness. There is a tunnel of normal, unmagical steel leading into the vault. Size is pretty small, about the size of a mouse hole, about the
Or
size of your
lobster.
fist. A lobster may fit, but a lobster may not be able to drag a cube in. It is very small. But this is the weakness. You don't think there's anything to open it. You don't think it was ever designed to be undone. But if you or someone else were to concentrate magical power there, you think it's just steel. You can break through it. You can burn it open. What have you. Right there.
Cool.
Probably take out a little lipstick, make a little X. X marks the spot.
Yeah. Callie puts her hand over it and turns back to the others and says, I've got a hole. Shut up.
I've got a hole. Shut up. It is a way of access. Shut up. I think it's how we get in. Shut up.
You have a hole. I heard the rumors.
Hey, why is she allowed to make jokes?
Because I'm prettier than you. um, and does Shepard point this out? Like, here's the spot?
Yeah.
Yeah. Gladly sweeps her dress away, very, like, gracefully drops to her knee. And is going to use a cantrip, acid splash, and slowly burn her way through the steel in a very concentrated manner.
As you
And
do
Fish just
so-
says to Cal, nice work, Reverend.
Thank you. Did good work on the curse.
I do just want to pause, actually, Patrick, before you say anything. Gladly would have, like,
You cut out, I'm sorry.
Gladly would have gotten rid of all the alarm systems she put before doing this. She's not just...
Yeah, no, this weakness is like the channel where the alarms come through.
Yeah.
This is the only thing you can break without setting off any alarms.
Yes.
Even trying to strong arm directly through the wall would set off alarms. This area is entirely a dead zone.
Good. Just checking.
Fish is able to remove the curse from the door. You recognize it as a curse of disintegration, which would have been bad, obviously.
Really?
And are then like, well, I guess the others had more success than me. Maybe I'll watch. Good job with the curse. Thanks. Not that it mattered. As you see Gladly slowly burning a hole through the wall, as the difference between the magically reinforced steel and the regular steel is revealed, this like perfect edge being preserved as you continue to burn through. You get exactly the sense of the size, how it's sort of a flat-bottomed arch leading into the vault. Every once in a while, having to stop and draw out molten steel, and eventually you burn a hole. You can see a little bit of light through it into the vault, as it's now revealed symbols running through a channel of magic connecting the interior and exterior alarms.
Callie will mention that she can shadow walk in there, but she wants to be obviously super fucking safe before she does that.
Well, with this, is Gladly pretty confident that Shepard can just in there?
There is absolutely this thing of being like, you can absolutely have this thing about being like, the danger is if there's like an alarm for somebody just like appearing in there. There's definitely some anti-teleportation magic on the vault itself, but if she's going through this hole we've just made, it shouldn't activate that. It's just a question of like, is there a pressure sensitive switch on the bottom of this vault that will go off as soon as she appears or something like that? But you're also kind of like, I haven't seen any evidence of that tying into the security system, and why would it be there? But maybe it is.
Wait, no, if Gladly identified the vault, would she not be able to tell what spell it?
This is the vault and then the floor inside the vault. There is like a potential dead zone in like what you can see, in the same way that like Identify didn't also identify the objects sitting in the vault, but you think it's a pretty low chance.
If Gladly were to reach her hand in and identify the inside, would that clear this up?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gladly would do that.
Okay. Gladly starts to stretch her arm into the hole. Starts to feel the edge of symbols. Tries to identify them just by feel. Give me a symbol magic check.
Well, it's going to be at least 15, so... Yeah, that's a 30.
It takes a moment. Everybody focused on you. There's the temptation to, pretend something ate your hand, as there always is when you stick an arm in a hole. But you close your eyes and concentrate, visualize. You're mapping the symbols using just the tip of your finger, and then a little bit over there. Using all that sensitivity, you feel it. That right there is the keystone. That's the thing you just need to alter just a little bit to entirely take the vault out of the security system. Even if the alarm goes off, it won't leave the vault. Nothing will happen.
Well, is it reasonable to say that Gladly's daggers carve symbols in this deal?
It's reasonable to assume that if you give me an Arcana check, I can have you do like a spell about it and just kind of shoot something from your fingertips real fast.
Yeah, sounds
And
good.
you also just picked up the little diamond encrusted pen or whatever it was.
Yeah, you can
Oh!
just kind of like scrape it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gladly
Yeah.
could use that bit, yeah.
Okay. Then no Arcana check necessary. Just using that diamond, stretching out, finding the symbol again. You find the outside curve, and you just tiniest scratch in the inside of the symbol. Imperceptible to anyone but maybe China Sorrows, other symbol experts. And that keystone symbol becomes an infinite loop on itself, rather than passing magic through over and over and over and over again. If there is some sort of like speaker in the vault that says, "Help, I'm being robbed," that may go off. Everything else is entirely disconnected from the security system. Even if there is a weight sensor and Cal goes in there, nobody's learning of it.
Gladly sits back on her haunches and like touches up her lipstick and says, I know that you're a rather, but I think I've cleared the way for you. Shepherd, if you would.
All right. If I explode, I am making it my goal to haunt both of you for the rest of my life. Drum,
I
you're
would be
exempt
delighted.
because you've been too useless to even be entertaining to haunt.
Drum just gives you a little nod, and
Thanks.
Omar goes, like, I understand it,
just-
except for haunting.
Does Drum react to Gladly's nonsense at all?
In order to do your nonsense, you have to be like out of his sight. As you do
Tragic.
come out and be like, "Oh, I've readied it," and kind of sit back and touch up your makeup, you
Yeah.
realize he's like moved to a different area to like get an angle on you and see you.
He's fully doing.
Yeah. Like he's like posted up by the door, and then you go in, do your thing, and then you come out and you're like, "Oh, Fish, Callie, I'm just so talented." And you look at the open door, and he's like now over by the workbench, so he can see it.
A tragedy. A true tragedy. Oh well, Gladly gets up. Your turn, Shepherd.
All right. Callie will shadow walk in. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna pause that. I feel like it might be helpful to have Omar in her hand.
You're gonna have to ask out loud.
Yeah,
with
no,
words.
but I'm just thinking. I assume Omar would have separate skills that might be helpful in a teeny tiny fucking place.
He has his own. He has a particular set of skills.
Yeah, it can't hurt, you know. Callie will kneel next. Is he in his fucking mecha suit right now? I can't remember.
Yeah.
But he can just pop right out.
Yeah. Callie will put her hand out to where Omar is and would be like, "May I ask for your assistance?"
Omar, the suit does not move, but Omar himself kind of rotates in the globe to like look in Fish's direction.
Dad, can I go on a field trip?
Fish- yeah. Can I go out with my friend? All right, but you're gonna owe me for this one, Reverend. I hate to have him out of my sight.
Kelly mutters, it's been out of fucking sight the entire party.
Yeah, but in my brain. I know where he is when he's in my brain.
You know where he is! You can watch from the fucking peephole the entire time!
Omar doesn't even like wait for this argument to finish. Just a hatch opens and a wet lobster plops into your hand like someone took a shit.
Kelly's like, oh, okay.
Very Australian of you, Patrick.
Alright, we'll shadow walk in. Me and Omar, dream team.
Omar pinches you to say that he's there, but not hard enough to draw blood, which is as close to affection as he gets. You're like, ow! As you shadow walk in, you find yourself in a not very big room. Pure white and very bright. No shadows, as the light seems to come from everywhere. Pressed up, like against your side, is a pillar with a case on top containing a one of the artifacts. As you kind of awkwardly turn around, get a view, it is all entirely featureless, and then a big circular door lock, a door outside. Gladly said she handled everything. Fish broke the curse. Maybe you just need to open it.
Cool, we'll do detect magic again.
Okay. As you do detect magic, you have to kind of like run your hands over every surface, figuring out where things are. You can feel that the pillars are connected to the larger security system. They essentially went from being tied in the gallery to being tied in the vault. But as you explore that, you realize that connection is severed. Even if you broke them open, you would not be able to. Nothing would go out. No alarm would go off. You search. You find the secondary curse in the floor of the entryway, which is a fireball trap to immolate everything in the vault as a last ditch security measure, including people. And you think, okay, well, that fucking sucks. Gotta figure out how to get rid of that. And you just examine the whole vault. Other than that curse, there is nothing stopping you from opening the door. Even as you are examining the pillars, you find the kind of magical catch that would allow them to like unseal the glass dome in order to get the items out.
Cool. Callie will communicate through the little window what she's saying.
The other thing with detect magic is you also get the like this like background hum of like magic around you that you think is preventing teleportation magic. You would have to use another shadow walk out or a misty step rather out of that hole in order to get out. You can't just leave yourself by another method.
Okay. Yeah, Kelly just reports back through the door, says the biggest problem is going to be blocking or protecting from the fire. But even if you protect yourself, it might not protect the items. They're kind of at a fuck you, we'd rather destroy them than let you have them, asshole, kind of thing.
That is such poor sportsmanship.
It is, isn't it? I mean, after we go through all this effort, the least they could do, really. Okay, so what are our options? Ellie saying this. So we can't shut a walk out without.
Me, tired as fuck, being like, okay, I was the only one who shadow walked, which means this is somebody else's next step, so I can take a little bit of a sleepy break.
Very fair.
Uh,
So just to confirm, we can't just fucking smash the pillar open and get Shepard to blink back out while holding them. It's not that simple.
You could. It might take a couple of trips. You would have to Shepard would have to get the items, go out, finish making the replicas, bring the replicas back in, put them there, and then step out again.
Yeah.
Which is a fair amount of spell points, but she may have enough.
I will say I also do have a spell that is making objects. What is this? What are you, motherfucker?
Hey, this is crazy. Do the objects just fit in the hole? Can we just push the objects through the hole?
Yeah. Can we do that?
As you ask
Fish
that,
is going to insist. Fish is going to insist on touching them up, but
as you ask that, the knife does, the echo stone does, the tablet does not. It is far
Kelly's
too
like, we
large.
can live without that.
I'm glad I was like, no, we cannot. Well, actually, no, that's fine. Okay, I propose that we take this opportunity to touch up the objects, and gladly can get in the book.
So, real quick, I do have creation. You pull wisp of shadow material to create a non-living object. You can also use the spell to create mineral objects such as stone, crystal, or metal, which should cover us on all three. So that way, I don't have to leave for replicas. You don't have to give me the fakey ones. I can make one.
Patrick,
give me an Arcana check.
Okay.
Because I was going to ask, would they hold up under magical scrutiny like ours would do?
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
While Rob is doing something, you went up to 5 feet. So, if perhaps we all crowded around the door on either side of it, would that still be a 5 feet?
Depends on exactly the thing. If you are thinking of what I think you're thinking of, no, because of the anti-teleportation.
Okay.
28 for Arcana, lads.
28 for Arcana?
Yeah.
Okay. You think that the point, as Gladly described it to you, is for these objects to eventually be revealed as fake. Your creations would not hold up as much to scrutiny as the replicas that Gladly and Fishmaid did. Maybe that's okay. Their replicas sell the plot a little bit better, but this may be a convenience over perfection kind of thing.
Here's also a bit of my Ocean's 11 brain. Sometimes it makes sense to have the shitty replicas in the right place, and then the good replicas in a we got stopped mid-heist in our hands kind of thing. Where, I don't know if we want to actually get somebody to be, sinner, get caught, but for it to be found of being oh, thank God they're here. We just found the really shitty ones in the vault.
My poor guy.
Fish has disguise self. They can take they can do that with him. They just change their face.
Yeah, be Evelyn.
Yeah. Listen, now that they're not wearing the jacket, they could be literally any person.
But yeah, that's kind of my pitch of just.
That's a great idea.
Okay. Yeah, having a shitty ones in the vault and then leaving the better ones somewhere else to be oh, thank God, we got them before they got them out.
Yeah. Okay. Gladly's still getting in that vault because she wants to put that tab in hands. Does Shepard convey all of this?
Yeah. Basically, Callie explains it's like, hey, I understand you guys have your really nice replicas. I can make less nice ones.
It's
And
still
it's like-
good. Let's not undercut her skill. You know,
No,
still
of
good.
course. But being like, I can make ones without magical effect. We don't have Sabine from Maleficent 7 here. And it's basically like, you know, they'll feel very proud of themselves if they catch us taking your replicas out.
Yeah, perfect. Gladly gets back down on her knees and says back, "Oh, that sounds superb. But I'm still going to join you in there," and then vanishes and reappears using Misty Step.
Callie's like, it's too fucking tight, getting like titties in her face.
It is absolutely like between the pillars and the shelves and May appearing in there, you are like Tetris together with boobs pressing against your face.
Yeah.
Callie immediately goes like, too close, too close.
It is
I can
so
feel the
immediately
silicone.
uncomfortable.
Gladly's like, "Oh, I'm so
We're
sorry."
really into that.
So Gladly's
Okay,
gonna.
question, Ellie. Does your Misty Step require a hit?
A what?
A hit. Damage.
As in,
No, it's just Misty
no?
Step.
Why would it? What?
Oh, pardon me, I was mistaken. Mine is Misty Escape, and it does require
Oh.
damage. Please proceed.
Yeah, bitch has to bitch slap Gladly before she can.
Yeah, because
Oh, that'd be
whenever
funny.
they're like, I need to
Teleports,
get
yeah.
into that room, just hit me real quick, and she goes, and then they are there, and so they're like, oh, do you want me to hit you? And she's like, don't
We'll
fucking
save that
touch
for the
me.
bedroom.
Yeah, absolutely not. And then Skinner gets really big.
So Gladly's immediately going to turn her attention. That is what she wants the most out of the items, and I don't know how she said. Apparently, she's prepared for this Patrick. Is there anything that immediately comes to symbols? Can she like lift off the glass? What's the deal?
Cal can tell you how to get it open and easily replace it.
Perfect.
And you are focused on the objects, correct? Not the curse on the way out?
Do we need to be? I mean, we're just popping in, popping out. Doesn't sound like it's going to trigger with us doing this very base mechanical movement in and out. Oh, you know what the hell? Gladly will scratch it out anyway.
As Gladly twists around, there is genuinely, I want both of you to give me an acrobatics check. The DC is 10, but it is...
Not even is my
Yeah.
acrobatics. This may come as a shock to you all, but Gladly did not prioritize acrobatics. That is an 11. Thank Christ.
Just
that is
please
a nat 20 for a 21.
She is
And then-
not. She does. You know when you pat cats and they like drop their spines, so you can't
Yeah.
actually pat them.
Cal temporarily becomes liquid to avoid Gladly getting over her. Gladly has to okay, move one tit over the pillar and then shift and then move the other tit over the pillar and then that's how like the turn around and Callie is just like, no. You do not get any rubbings against you. You actually get, honestly, more personal space than you thought possible in this small environment as you duck down and out of the way.
Callie is watching this and goes,
Oh.
if I want to get any work done or do any sort of movement, I need to flatten mine down entirely. I don't know how you could fucking stand it.
They're part of my work, darling.
Yes, but when you run, how do you not hit yourself in the fucking eye?
There's symbol magic for everything. My bra is profoundly sturdy. Pops off the glass.
As you're
Callie
like,
Callie's like, who's your fucking breath is here?
yeah, I need to meet her.
How Claude was May for the brief moment where everyone was Tetris together, because Omar is still present.
I was gonna say that with the 11, she, getting over a 10, she is able to avoid Omar. Omar gets a little bit smacked and like pinches out of reflex, and May is able to go whoop before anything gets snagged.
No. Oh no, sorry. As she disables the curse first, and then we'll.
As you disable the you just have the knowledge to be able to go, okay, well, we'll just do that, and we'll do that, and that's deactivated, and we'll just kind of spin open that door. Creaks open. And you see Mr. Drum standing there in the open, ready to potentially rescue you, seeing you as the door opens. Maybe a bit of a clothing stretching in not the way it was intending to, hugging some places as you turn in place, and then you go, "Oh, Mr. Drum, perfect timing. Carry this," as you get your objects. And you can just walk in and out, which means Fish can like walk around and go, "What are you guys doing?"
Well, firstly, Gladly's tablet, straight in the purse, holding baby. It's in there. She's set it up so it's padded.
Do you want to examine it all first?
Oh god. Yeah, you know what? I'll bet and identify to make sure it's the thing.
Fish does this at her and goes, "I want to have let me have a look first before you
No,
put it in the hole."
No.
Mr. Drum!
I didn't make contact, it was me.
Gladly will burn another point just to be doubly sure someone's not had the exact same idea and replace this item already.
Okay. With an identify spell, you feel instantly there is some sort of magical protection on this, and as you peel that away slightly, you realize the magical protection kind of like disintegrates in your metaphysical hand as you peel it away, and you recognize it as very old spell work. Not something you've seen from the ancients exactly, but reminiscent enough of it that you're like, okay, this is an original protection, which means unless somebody, made a fake replica of this like 8,000 to 9,000 years ago, we're all good. As you peel away this protection and you see kind of at the spell work that created this object, first of all, immensely complicated in a way you don't actually expect. These kind of methods of recording coordinates for other dimensions is very simple. It's very physical. You essentially have an object that, when struck or rung or played, something musical creates a rhythm that dimensional shunters are trained to understand and be able to turn into coordinates. This uses a kind of different system than any modern version of this uses. It does need to be powered in some way in order to get the tone. You feel like what that tone would be. You don't have the training or experience to be able to convert it into coordinates, but you do get a sense of the notes that are with there. There are 5 different dimensions keyed into this one tablet. Very uncommon to have more than one thing in a key like this. Testament to the creativity of the ancients. Their artificing power. 3 are listed as safe, habitable world, presence of faceless ones, presence of ancients. Obviously, those are old notes from when it was created, but there are 3 seemingly parallel universes that a society could be. Something that perhaps May could find some alternate history artifacts, things that didn't crumble when hers did, things that maybe find some value in. The fourth realm is listed as a dead world, but is able to sustain life. It's just that there's nothing there. It's a version of Earth where nothing beyond like microbial life developed. And the last one is the notes associated with it are meeting place and nothing else. Not even a note of like whether it's habitable or not, just meeting place. And that's very interesting. Finally, the last thing you identify as on this tablet, these 5 separate rings of rings of power. I was going to say the rings of power, the TV show. As these 5 separate rings of locations getting smaller and smaller. Right in the center is a little like very roughly cut looking gemstone, maybe. And that seems to be the beacon that Jaw theorized of. And with this in your hands, you can confirm that this is a way of communicating across dimensions. There is a way to, and this is something that modern artificers, even dimensional shunters, have not cracked really, a way to fully be able to communicate across dimensions, to be able to coordinate with others potentially that are existing in another dimension at the same time. And you feel like you could activate it and try it with just a mental flip. It's the only thing that you're like, I can just do this. You know, I don't need to bring in an expert. I don't need to do anything else. I can just kind of, in a way of almost like tuning the radio to see who is broadcasting. You can kind of like just turn it on and try it if you want.
Tempting. The demon in me says, "Do it."
Is she like looking like I'm thinking about doing something at the tablet?
Towards the end, yes. I think it's obvious if she was seeing her work on magical objects before. It's like, oh, she's identical. And then you see the
There's
like,
this thing of like turning it over, going over the inscriptions, like closing your eyes, concentrating on it for a little while, like juggling it, and then just kind of stopping and looking at it.
Yeah, and her brow just like inches up just a little bit as she goes, after all, why shouldn't I? And then she flips it.
Oh, she does it? Fish doesn't
She
even
does
get
it.
to warn her? That cool. Fish like opens their mouth to be like, oh. She's like,
what is Fish warning her about?
Oh, Fish was gonna be like, Professor, do you want to go back someplace secure?
Maybe not do this right now.
That's so true.
Do you want to?
Alas.
Will we abscond with our things?
Oh, I mean, like so my image of what she's done is she's basically, I've got my thing. That's presumably as you are getting your things, she is like,
well, they want the tablet too.
That's not what they agreed to, though.
I know.
Once the antisocial stone, bye-bye.
Yeah. Separately, in all of this happening, Shepard is just taking the stone out, like finds the button to activate it. A duplicate of Callie Shepard shows up, and Callie is like, "Do you like reading? Yes. Would you mind doing my work for me?" Sure. I'm good.
Kelly's like,
put that away.
Aside sometimes so you're not tempted to murder me. Fair.
That's
okay.
fair. Yeah.
Well, I'll draw up a contract. Yeah, I wanted to say, Kelly does do the spell to make the shitty replicas. Patrick, I'm just asking for you because I'm gonna make a funny joke so that'll incentivize you to say yes. So the creation spell costs 5. It does not really get into mixed materials or anything like that, but I know this is probably a combination of like stone and crystal and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So my argument is obviously I don't have fucking 15 spell points to send on spending 3 turns. My argument is it should be like a 3D printer where she can break off the the nectar pieces and take her one item and make it into 3.
Play-Doh.
I don't think that is too much of a stretch at all. I think
Yeah.
I think as long as you
Yay.
were willing to do that, you can kind of just like mold it and morph it. Did you notice that the replicas will only last 12 hours?
Let me just reread those notes. But
Oh.
yeah, that's okay. There are shitty ones. Yeah, Stoner Crystal is 12 hours. That's okay. They're the crappy ones. That's all we need. They're not supposed to be good. Yeah, and then Callie will use 2 spell points to shadow walk out, and now she is
No,
down
she
to
doesn't
1.
need to. She doesn't
Oh,
need
I
to.
don't?
The door
You
is
just
open.
walk out.
The
The
Oh,
door
the
is
door's
open.
open.
you
Cool,
just
cool,
walk
cool.
out.
It's gonna be like,
If you want
nobody
to shadow
need
walk out,
anything else.
it's because you don't want to risk gladly accidentally turning too fast when you're walking past. That's the only reason.
But I did need a shadow walk in, right?
Yes.
Yes.
The door is open.
Yes.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. She
Gladly
puts
open the
Omar
door.
back in his transformer and thanks him.
Oh.
If I should have stopped that.
Yeah.
Don't give him ideas.
He's like, and this is the first time Fish has ever heard Omar be like pleased and like even pleasantly surprised, and they're like, "Fucking, what are you doing?"
You asshole! You're supposed to like me. I'm your dad. While all this is happening in the background, Gladly looks at this switch and activates it. You feel this rhythm go out into the multiverse. You get little pieces of static. You pick up bits of communication. You hear someone reporting a faceless one that had been destroyed. You hear someone talking about the soul contracts and the payment for this month. And you hear someone receive something and start to answer and then not, as if something noticed your broadcast coming out.
Nothing else happens.
Nothing else happens in this moment.
Can Gladly do anything?
You think that if you take this and you tinker with it, you can absolutely create essentially a speaker receiver. You don't think you can copy this thing exactly. It's too complicated even for your skill set unless you're willing to study it for like the next 50 to 60 years. But you do think you could get something that like a sending stone that interfaces with it in such a way as to be like a cross-dimensional network.
Okay. Gladly puts it in the purse of holding and looks at Drum and nods. And to her, that nod is, if anyone takes this from me, kill him on sight. This shit is mine, baby!
You
make
give
so
the
much
nod.
money!
You give the nod. Sinner nods very shallowly, and you notice that he never unsummoned his brass knuckles from the fight earlier, just waiting for someone to pull some shit.
A man after their own heart. And I do want to say from Ellie's perspective, the thing is that if Fish asked Gladly, like, hey, can I use it? Gladly would of course say yes, because she trusts Fish implicitly. As much as she can trust anyone in her state. Because they're like, we're working together, baby. They're going to make so much money off of this fucking thing. So as far as she's concerned, Fish is coming back led to the lab. They're going to crack a bottle of champagne, do some fidgeting, other things.
And then get to work.
Yeah! But yeah, I'm glad that he's just waiting around now, waiting for the others to get theirs.
Fish
Fish has the blade.
Fish, in the meantime, has gotten the blade. You're examining it very closely, probably press a thumb against the blade, and it
Spurts blood.
immediately is like, oh shit, that was way deeper than I thought. Like
and they die immediately.
it is so sharp. It's like a thing that exists only in fantasy stories and weird anime, where it's like the blade
I'm not
seems.
joking,
The
by the
subtle
way.
knife?
Yeah.
Because
Subtle knife
this
by
is
Philip Pullman.
because, like, I believe in canon, it's explained that, like, to non-gods, it's just really sharp. But to gods, you touch it and like, if it actually nicks you, and then you're done. So,
There is
does
two-
fish just fucking fall down dead?
there is two different sides of the blade.
Right,
This
yes.
is the mortal edge, which is much like the subtle knife. The edge of the blade seems to end here. You get cut like here. Like it is so sharp that it kind of like disappears from the eye. As you get like ever so slightly nicked, and it bleeds so much fucking harder than it should, and you don't even feel it get cut. That's how sharp it is. And then you look at the other edge, flip it over. Do you test that one?
No.
They're an ancient. They wouldn't dare, right? It goes against everything they feel about them. Surely.
they scrape it on a surface that is not a living thing.
Okay. You just kind of like run it quickly over like the door jamb of the vault. Doesn't even leave a scratch. The noise it makes is weirdly discordant. Like it doesn't quite sound like a knife should scraping on metal, but it doesn't leave a scratch.
Contact other plane. And the question is this it? And now we're rolling.
Give me that intelligence check.
I'm imagining this person is just like on their recliner, having a cigarette, watching the footy, and there's like random spiritual presence of, hey, is this it? I know already.
Once again, it's just John watching the All Blacks. He's just chilling.
Smoking a fat durry.
Okay, intelligence. Regrettably,
Oh, it's a saving throw rather than just check, so that should have a little bonus to it as well.
yeah. Yes, that's what I'm doing. That's what I've done. It's only 16.
Okay, so you rolled a 10.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. I want you to roll 3d6 for me.
I knew that bringing exactly 3 sets of die would come to be good. Check out this color combination because I really like it.
That is very nice. Maleficent
Good.
colors, and then blood.
All right. Do you want all of the numbers?
Give me the total.
10.
Okay. You take 10 points of psychic damage as you try to commune with this other plane and don't quite. And then suddenly you feel a pull.
The madness.
As your mind stretches and hurts, but you feel this thing you are trying to reach out push you away. And while it does not answer, in that moment you feel such intense fear. Fear of what you carry, fear of what you hold.
Yeah.
Fish is like, well, that guy's probably a pussy.
Yeah. Is that a knife? No, what do you have? A knife!
No.
No!
No. Or, that's not a knife. This is a knife.
It's not a knife, that's a spoon. Ah, I see you've played knifey spoony before.
But yes, that's what you get. Not a true answer, but a deep sense of fear from this godlike being.
A telling
Thing that-
one, yeah.
The thing that you know how to summon. The thing you know how to
Yep.
threaten.
Yep. They're very happy to hold on to this.
Gladly leans over and
Carefully.
says, looks good on you.
Oh, you think so? Thank you. I could put it in like the old Derringer holster. I'm not wearing it right now, obviously, because for the party. But like,
They put it in the holster and it falls through because it's so sharp.
Absolutely, you cannot holster it. It just immediately cuts through, and like as it falls, the blade just like goes through the floor and catches on the
like
handle.
the blood in Alien, you just keep on going. That's alright, Gladly. Fish can make a holster for it later.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, they're like, oh yeah, good. It's
Yeah.
like
They're
for a
flipping it
second, I'm
around.
like, I'm gonna twirl it in my fingers. No, I'm not.
I mean, you can. I'll make you do a sleight of hand check and see if you keep all of your.
No, I'm not.
DC-30.
I'm thinking about it, but no, I'm not.
As you realize you are gesticulating with the knife, Drum's eyes are like tracking every movement it gets too
Pupils
close.
dilated like a cat.
Yeah.
As you are all celebrating your victory in this moment, you hear a little bit of a sound,
Of course we fucking do.
like a door opening,
Can we get a little bit more dialogue?
and some ears prick up.
Here's my concept. We all go back in the vault and close the door, and then just shadow walk out with the door.
No, we don't have to shadow walk out, but we do go back in the vault, and then we can word of recall out.
I was gonna say I do not have enough spell points.
You cannot word of recall out of the vault itself. But if you wait till
Why?
they leave and just
Why
like
do you hate me?
anti-teleportation, I said it's about being lore consistent. You can lock yourself in the vault until they leave, and then just open the vault again from the inside and come out and be
Yeah.
like, okay, let's get out of here.
We play vertical
do it.
twister and then get out.
Genuinely, do
Someone
you
won't
do
be
it?
able to fit though.
Hold on. Okay, hold on. The door. Where's the door opening?
You don't think
They're
it's
tiny.
you don't think it's the door opening to the lab. You think it is a door that opens to a room that opens to the lab. It sounds like slightly in the distance, but the sound is getting slightly louder as if people are walking towards you.
Then fuck it. Let's just close up the vault and word of recall right out.
We
I'm
do
actually
all
wondering-
cardiac stone.
Is this Here Comes the Sun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the Beatles played by a string quartet.
Hang on,
Vitamin
hang on.
String Quartet? Because they're good.
No, a different one.
No, they're hired for
Why
their
do-
Bridgerton exclusive.
Yeah, that's something about Bridgerton, among other things, that I don't like, which is that they do, like, just have an actual. I don't know. Anyway.
really liked
Actually
it.
very well done.
I really
Okay.
liked it in Westworld. I'm not sure how like tonally consistent it is with Bridgerton.
I like it for Westworld because it is artifice.
Yeah, exactly. It's fake. It adds to that.
Hey, Patrick.
Anyways, what are we doing?
How small person make you out of interest?
Someone who is like fish's size or Cal's size would get very small. Sinner is big enough that essentially he would get a little bit smaller than Cal.
Damn. I had a plan. I'll tell you guys at the end. Okay, but I had a hell of a plan.
Was it to put him in the mech suit?
No. So
Hold your breath.
No, I'll tell you guys later. I'll tell you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Really
I'm pretty
funny.
much out of spell points. So
Okay.
I'm not, and I'm looking at my like cantrips, and I'm like, I don't know.
So the next room, we're not sure whether it leads into the gallery or into a room leading to the gallery. Is that right?
Correct. Because you heard a door opening and footsteps getting closer, and for like just a moment the music and the talking got a little bit louder, you do think it is a room that opens up to the gallery just beyond where you are.
Oh,
And
so it's
that
coming
is-
from. Okay.
And that is the direction somebody is coming. You don't know if they're going to walk into this room. It's entirely possible they will. Maybe the Rippers have like every once in a while they do a security check on the security system.
Yeah.
But maybe it's something else. You don't know.
I am leaning towards all of us getting in the vault, but I don't know how we can physically swing that. It's the only problem.
I will say, if you shrink Sinner, you can all fit with a DC 15 acrobatics check for each person. If you don't have Sinner in there at all, you tell him to fuck off and go like hide in the closet or something else. It is a DC 10 for all three of you.
Christ almighty.
He can go fuck off in the closet.
Yeah, I think he should climb in the closet. Just hang out there.
Get
Okay.
out of
Kelly
the bed.
also has
Hide
a
in-
+6 to stealth, though I don't particularly want to sacrifice her.
Did she pass that trace on herself and then hide beneath it?
No, I don't have enough spell points.
No, oh, of course, I forget it takes spell points. Okay, what's the vote? What do we each think?
Did you have Pass Without Trace active earlier?
No.
Okay.
Sinner can go fuck himself.
Yeah, Sinner, manly yourself and get in the fucking cupboard.
You see him get a little wide-eyed, and then it's like,
Oh, she doesn't actually say that.
of course, ma'am.
She does not say that. This is Ellie. Mooney, what do you think? You think in the vault?
God, this
What's
is all. I feel like I'm walking into a fucking bear trap.
Same.
What is the problem that we think of using the ink word of recall to just get
Word
the
of
fuck out of
recall.
here?
The people who Fish have designated to disappear, which doesn't include Sinner, and everything that we're carrying, we just disappear back to the fucking lab at May Gladley's, Professor May
So we're
Gladley's.
out. So
house.
we're not
We
like
are
outside
out.
being like, okay, so that is my only
We are
concern. Because I was gonna say,
gone.
if it pops us out outside, I'd be like, well, Sinner can get in the vault and we can just like fuck around for an hour until we're like, okay, you can just walk out. We've got the door secured.
In
No, we just go
my
home.
in my personal opinion, there is the kind of like leaving Sinner possibly to be discovered if you leave, plus a certain benefit of like making sure the crime scene, so to speak, is cleaner. You're able to like fill in the hole that you made in the vault, so that's
Yeah, I
seamless
was thinking
again.
about
Things
that.
We
like
need to
that.
deposit the replicas too. We could
Have we
give
done
them
that?
to Sinner.
Yeah, you could give him to Sinner.
What we could do is, here's my pitch. The only thing is I don't know how Sinner would not fucking die, is that we hide in the vault, we give the replicas to Sinner to get caught and basically be like, go loud. Hope Sinner doesn't get shot to death, or Callie is like, it's fine, I'll resurrect him. And then we just like let him take the fall for it, bail him out of jail / bring him back from the dead, and like bada bing bada boom.
Ooh.
That's all I have.
I love it.
It's tempting.
But yeah, no, I mean, to be fair, if we kill Sinner, Callie, having basically Elisa's skill set, can just bring him back.
Well, you say that.
So Callie is confident enough to be like, yeah, I could probably save him. Like, enough to where they're like, I feel comfortable with this, because if I can't, oh well.
Yeah, tragically, Gladly needs 100% guarantee in that instance.
She says this out loud and he comes to death.
Yeah. Yeah. He has a heart attack.
We could make an echo. Okay, this is dumb.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know
of
if this is
course.
true. We could make a fish disguise self, echo stone the disguise self. Sinner apprehends the criminal with the shit.
I like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
As in they walk in and see Sinner apprehending this person.
Yeah. Not fish. Echo stone fish.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
the best
I
I
like
got. I
that
feel like
we're
that
doing
covers
it.
a decent amount of bases.
No, I feel like it does
I
too.
think it does. Yep.
Okay,
and
now,
then we're
Patrick,
back in the
I'm
vault, or
assuming
we're...
because you haven't bitched, you're allowing disguise self to be copied over from the copied over onto the
Well, they
Echo
can
Stone
do
person.
magic. That's part of what makes this one special. Is that
Okay.
yeah.
Yep.
Okay, and then, but are we recalling or hiding in to make sure Sinner gets out?
Cal would probably
Well, if he's
be pitching this and basically be like, do you want to get the fuck out and trust that Sinner is smart enough to get out of here, or do you want to hide and wait for and is there a distance limit with the Echo Stone?
The Echo Stone does have a distance limit, but it is a time limit rather than a physical space limit. So
I have to renew it after a certain time.
So you would use it and then disappear, and then the copy would eventually disappear. Not like immediately as soon as you got out of range, but without you there to renew it and reuse it, it would eventually fade, and eventually there's like the criminal has escaped or something if somebody doesn't watch it fade out.
Me as a player
Sinner
think
doesn't
it's
have
more
to
fun to stick in the scene of the crime and see what else there is to explore.
Yeah.
I don't think
Also,
that's what Callie would say. Callie would be like, let's get the fuck out of here. Sinner can figure shit out.
Well, my other thought though is
but
that if
also,
we
like,
all disappear... sorry, Fish.
You're right. No, you say your thing.
I was just gonna say it's
I know I
probably
had a
also
look on my face, but
it's probably suspicious if we all disappear together and then shortly after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll hide in the vault. We'll eavesdrop on Sinner discovering Echo Stonefish, and then we'll try and wait until everybody clears out, and then we'll like slip back into the crowd. That's my plan. Let's see how it fucking goes.
Okay.
Sure.
I literally come up when we have these fucking things, and I'm like, I'm tired. I don't think I'm the one to come up with the plan, and I feel like I end up being the point person 9 times out of 10, and I'm like, God damn it.
You do.
come up with good plans.
Pressure.
Yeah.
I think you come up with good plans. I think you're doubting yourself. Okay.
I
Yeah,
always
don't
come
doubt
in and
yourself.
I go, I'm not gonna do it this time. And then they're like, somebody goes, Moody, what do you think? And I go, I don't know this. And everyone goes, that's the plan. I'm like, fuck.
You sell it well. We
Yeah.
trust you.
My fanfic brain.
Okay. Everybody give me a DC 10 acrobatics check to fit back in the vault.
I'm going to use a luck point because that was a 6.
I'll cast guidance on both of you.
So
What was the
add a
what's
D4.
the bonus that we're putting? Athletics, you said?
Acrobatics.
Do I have a guidance
Acrobatics.
equivalent for myself, Patrick? I can't remember.
I
might?
No. I think you can cast Bless on yourself, but you can't guidance yourself.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's equivalent. Let me just check. That's a check throw.
Oh, you know what? Actually, guidance does work on yourself. Yeah. I didn't realize. Yeah, you can guidance yourself.
Okay. Will you let me guidance all 3 of us then?
Yes. I think if that is the only amount of spell work you can do before you have to hide.
Fair. Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So we all added D4.
A D4.
So I used a luck point, rolled again, got a 7, and I was like, okay, well, I'm going to roll my fucking... Rolled a 3. Barely passed the luck check. Holy shit.
I can't pass the luck check even if I get a 4.
Oof. Hang on. Let me check my feet.
Yeah, that's only 5 for me.
I can only use it on myself with luck, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would give you 1, 2.
Do I have
Yeah.
anything I can do?
Yes. 19 Fish just fully puts Cal behind them. Just like, you're not here, but I am.
Are you saying Fish is not getting in the vault?
No, they're in the vault, but like the 19
It's
is making up for the 5. Is it?
Yeah,
is
it's a
that
shepherd sandwich
reasonable?
in there.
And with a 19, don't finish the joke. Can't tell that they're hard. Sorry.
It's denting the vault door.
I did also want to joke until Magic was like, no fun allowed. What are you actually going to do? How big is the Echo Stone?
About that size, yeah.
Yeah, Kelly is like, okay, I guess I have to pull it fucking gladly, and doesn't want to put it in her purse, so it's like,
So, there's this really great Australian phrase. I don't think it's but it's it's I'm so hard I could fuck holes in concrete, and I feel that applies.
Yes.
Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah, it's a good one.
That's how we get the door open.
Yeah, it's 4 inches with that. Simple physics, baby. Apply leverage.
Alright, Patrick, tell us the horrible fucking consequences of my failed DC, okay?
Okay. First of all, with a 19, Fish is able to scurry up on top of the pillars that are in here, giving you two much more space. But does mean that Fish is ever so slightly doing the splits hard enough to cut diamonds, and pretty much right in both of your faces.
Can I listen? Can we say half? Like I'm okay with Fish being humiliated, but like maybe not this much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
it's
fair.
a chub, not a full raging heart.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
you know
yeah,
what?
yeah.
You know what? Omar got a 13. Pressed against
Cuts the dick
the
off.
crotch, the glass dome is like spreading it out. You can see it, but it is obscured. You're looking through the bubble of water at just like a print.
Yeah, they're refreshing. They're refreshing. Look
I'm
at
happy with that.
Okay, Kelly has their own fucking problems going on. I don't think they're paying that much attention.
No, I'll thumbs up.
Yeah.
Dare I say?
Like through frosted glass.
Oh no, where's the sound effects button gone?
It's the little speaker phone, the little cheering cone at the bottom.
It's not showing the usuals.
There it is.
Thank you.
Yes. To avoid full embarrassment, it is on the other side of the glass dome. The water refraction. You can just kind of see the shape of a crotch. And there's a lobster in
This
the
is
way.
a difficult position to be in. Okay.
Literally.
Yes. All right.
All right.
Yeah.
May gets just a 10, which means it is uncomfortable, but still completely doable. You do have to kind of have to split the difference either side of a pillar, one and one, and then leg and leg, just kind of to fit in that little corner. Cal, between May taking up all this room in the corner, between Omar taking up this room in the middle, Fish taking this room on top, the only way with a 5 that Cal can fit in here is contorted in such a way that sort of rips her dress.
I
There-
got mending. It's fine. We'll be sexy for now.
There is definitely a peaks of some undergarments as Cal is a like human pretzel. I also say that you give yourself a bad cramp and your speed is reduced by half until I tell you otherwise.
Shepard
Oh.
is doing the all-time classic scene from Adventure Time when Jake gets bit by a spider and has to scream in silence.
Yeah,
And with
I know
that,
this one.
the door closes. You can still hear because of the hole you have in the wall.
Yes, we know. We know we've got a hole.
As so I was genuinely considering being like, Fish is able to preserve their dignity by putting the boner in the hole and just like laying sideways.
Like a glove.
Like a
I
glove.
like using our horrible robot son to hide. Actually,
This is just another day in everyone's life.
Yeah.
I was like,
Omar has had to do this before.
Yeah.
yeah.
There was a time Fish had to run away from a husband who would not be happy about what they found. Omar was summoned just to like put little lobster claws into thighs and just entirely be a little lobster bottom as Fish ran away. Yeah, just another reason that he tries to kill Fish every time he's summoned. As you cram yourself into the vault and the door starts to close, you hear Sinner curse and slam into things. You hear things topple, and then the door opens as the music temporarily gets louder, and then you hear, "What are you doing here?" The unsheathing of scythes. I caught this person sneaking out of the party, and followed them here. And I think they may have had intentions on the vault. The what you assume are rippers speak quietly, but not so quietly that you can't hear, saying, "So the skeleton detective and the general were just a decoy, pull our security away. We'll have to inform the Grand Mage." "Very well. Come with us. We're taking you both into custody." As Sinner submits to being taken away, you hear Fish, not your Fish, but very clearly Fish's voice, even though they look different. "No, I didn't do it. No, I'm innocent. No, it's this guy. No, get your hands off me." As Drum is very calmly restrained and walked out, as Reflection Fish is very uncalmly carried out. And
one of the rippers goes, "Dude, are you hot?"
"Are you hard right now?" And Sinner goes, "No." And Fish goes, "I think you were talking to me."
I'm sorry.
As you hear them stepping away, the Ripper's calling for backup, and after just another moment, the door opens again, and Rippers clearly like go over the scene. One of you probably in this position, Fish kind of reach down and hold the handle as one of them tries the outside of the door and inspects the area, and then fucks off. Sinner is arrested. Hopefully he can talk his way out of this, and Reflection Fish is going to jail or executed or something with
Echo Fish, not Reflection.
Mm-hmm. With a number of counterfeit artifacts on their person, and
They get to meet Skullduggery.
Yeah.
They get to have a whole adventure and scene that Patrick is never going to show us because he doesn't want to have to voice both of them.
I will, for you, do that. But,
you don't have to. I just thought it'd be funny.
Well, we may not do it. We may not do it this time. We'll see. You hear everything get sealed back up. Obviously, they will probably, in the course of investigating, have Deuce actually open the vault so they can inspect it. So you're like, well, maybe it's time to get out of here.
We'll be gone by then. Yeah.
Yep. As you disentangle yourselves and get out of the vault, what do you do?
There has to be, I feel, a servant's entrance. Perhaps.
You can go back the way you came. You do not obviously see a like servants' passageways or something. You kind of suspect if there were some, they're bricked up in that, and not in the fish way, in the way that Deuce is very security conscious, not letting about a bunch of like hidey holes through his house. But yeah, you can sneak out the way you came in, and you may be able to rejoin the party before kind of like the security net falls.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yes, and with a combined Misty Step, Misty Escape, and can Cal do at least one more Shadow Step?
Nope.
Okay, then she's fucked.
Yeah,
no,
we were behind.
We'll just go back the way we came and just be like, that's fine. He didn't see us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since you now have someone to blame, a potential thief, you don't have to be as careful kind of resetting things to exactly how they were. And so you sneak out the back way. Everybody give me a stealth check.
Kelly also cast Mending on their dress.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not before everybody gets a big show.
Fish thinks they hallucinated that.
Yeah. I simply believe that didn't happen.
That's
and if
a
I believe
15
strongly
Bradley.
enough, it'll be true. It's a 15?
I
Okay,
think
that is a
was
8 for Mecha Omar. He's very loud. His joints
Clanking.
creak a lot. Yeah.
Dirty 20 for Callie.
Hey.
12.
It's the fucking teddy noises. That's a fish's stomach. They haven't actually eaten all day.
No, it's a robot walking. That's a 10 for Fish?
No, 12.
Oh, okay. And what for Cal?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. The Dirty 20 cancels out Omar's terrible roll. You are not as fast or as subtle as you could be, trying to balance getting back to the party before kind of this net falls and going in a subtle and quiet enough way that if somebody is already in here searching, you won't be able to run into them. As you sneak around, you make your way into the kitchen. You see that Ripper Keen is gone, and there's still like a blanket and a pillow there, as if she managed to get herself up and back out.
Ooh.
As you sneak out to the door, you do have to kind of shift this cabinet back out of the way in order to use this door again. But you see that it's already been shifted, just not
Yeah.
entirely, as if someone like set it back upright but didn't like put it back where it was supposed to go, as if someone went through this door from the inside. And I want to know if you're going to like try and like crack the door and get a view if anybody is looking your way, or try to do another distraction or something like that. How do you get out without anybody seeing you?
Can we crack the door and then gladly can use thaumaturgy to maybe create a little distraction?
Absolutely.
If like there's no one in front of the door, that is.
First, give me a perception check, I will say. And I think this is a group perception check, so everybody roll and we'll take the average.
I'll also add, I don't know if this will allow me, I'll do like detect magic from the other side of the door, expecting that there are people who have
Ooh,
just
yeah.
constant magic going.
Give me an Arcana check in addition to your perception.
That's an 18.
Four.
Yeah, no, I also didn't do too hot.
Fishes!
Distracted.
Yeah.
So Callie got a 6 on perception, so maybe she's also distracted. She's distracted by Fish's distraction.
Mm-hmm. Why do you keep looking at me?
We do Arcana. Yeah, much better Arcana. That's gonna be a 25.
Wow, nice.
You put your hands against the door and send out just a pulse to try to see where anybody with strong magic is like in contact with an object you're in contact with. Try and feel where they are. And you feel a couple of people who have this kind of constant aura. They're not right by the door. They're a little bit further away. You can tell with a 25 that they're facing away from you, looking in the other direction. With an average of 9, you can open the door a crack and peek out. You don't see anyone looking your direction. You have no idea if someone is looking at you right now. You just cast thaumaturgy and hope for the best. What do you do as the distraction sound or whatever?
So, my proposition is that because I can create an instantaneous sound at a point of my choice within range. Gladly is going to make it sound as if plays extremely loudly, like a.
Okay.
We lost half of that, I think.
But I think it was like breaking a string of the violinist or something.
Yeah, like a really like
loud,
shrieking noise from the band.
I also want to propose that if Callie just openly opens the door and talks to somebody, she can cast Unhappen to take, she can fully focus on, I'm opening the door, I'm talking to somebody while you guys slip by, and I can cast Unhappen, hopefully successfully, and then be like, I'm invisible, you guys, but I was being obvious to allow you guys to do it. And that obviously could also be like a backup of just being like, hopefully nobody notices the door opening, period. But if they do.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay. As you step out, because Cal is making it more obvious, I am going to silently do a check if anybody is looking at you and not tell you the results. Okay. Cal opens the door, makes it obvious that it's her stepping out, looking for anyone that looks at her, and clocks her coming out in order to potentially cast Unhappen. And I need Gladly and Fish to do stealth checks with advantage as
Ooh.
Cal is kind of taking this heat for you for the moment. It's a little bit better, Omar. That's an 11.
Both of those were bad, so I'm going to use a luck point again.
Though,
Do you
very
want
well
guidance?
done.
Oh, do you guys here guidance for both of you?
Oh, okay.
Oh, then very well done, Fish, for your...
Guidance for Omar?
As a treat.
Hold
I'm
on,
gonna
I
say
can't
no.
count.
I don't think she's acknowledging Omar as his own separate thing yet. I think in her mind she's like, Fish, why didn't you put away your fucking minion yet?
Got my tablets in there. How much does guidance add? I'm so sorry.
D4.
A D4.
Ah, right. It
That's a
involves a
15
roll.
for Gladly in that case,
Okay.
so I won't use that luck point. Thank you
wait,
very much, Meanie.
Hold on. Let me remember. Did we each? No, we didn't do a D6. It was my other ones that are a D6, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Bless and Bane, which you haven't used yet.
Because we haven't really been in battle.
Yeah. I mean, Bless could be good for everybody making a bunch of checks, but...
No, Bless is just for attack.
Oh, that's right. Attack and damage. Okay.
Yep. So, stealth?
Yep.
23.
Okay.
Whoa,
23.
nice. That's the
Um,
shame and mortification kicking.
Cal...
Just like sneaking around home as a kid.
Yep.
God.
Cal opens the door, kind of swings it wide so that Gladly and Fish can slip out very quickly.
The idea is if anybody's going to look, they're going to look at them.
As the door swings back, it hits with a loud clunk on Mecha Omar, pushing his way through the door. You see that everybody is leaving the room. This is the dance hall. The like really loud squeal gets attention, but even the band is like in the middle of stopping playing as they're turning away. There is one person who is hanging back. I did genuinely roll a 1 to see how many people are looking at you. Who is kind of like lingering behind and turns when they hear the slam and looks at Cal and says, "Did you hear what's happening?"
Callie makes her eyes very wide and goes, "No."
Oh, well, you know that kerfuffle earlier with the skeleton detective and the general?
Yes, deeply disturbing.
Well, they're having a bit of a, I don't know if it's trial or something like that in the front hall, and apparently something else has happened. I mean, the Rippers are all in a tizzy.
Oh, well, it would be terrible if the truce got broken on tonight of all nights.
My thoughts exactly. I mean, this is a party. We're here to have fun. Nobody wants to see, war or anything break out again.
I haven't even finished a beverage. Shame. Horrible shame.
Do you want me to get you a new one?
Thank you.
Oh, of course. Give me a what is it? Give me a persuasion check.
Cool. I will give myself guidance. Jesus Christ. Why aren't I allowed to have nice things? Yeah, it's only a 6. Oh, wait. Oh, hold on. Oh, I forgot I have a fucking +7. Okay, that's not too bad. It's a 13.
Okay. With a 13 against an 11, with your diplomat feature, you can see
You're
this.
right. Yeah. You're so
This
smart,
person
Patrick.
is charmed by you, and you get advantage on future charisma checks against this woman. It seems that
And that
with that
woman?
power effect,
CC Cole.
yeah, maybe. You think that they don't notice or find it particularly strange that you came out of a room that was supposed to be off limits because there's hot goss happening.
And Cal's
And-
like fully like buying in about like, no,
Mhm.
I'm so innocent. What happened?
And she
Which is
leans
like
in.
what everybody always wants. They always want somebody who's
She
clueless.
leans in. She takes your elbow and scuttles away. She snatches a flute of champagne off a tray that's been set down on the grand piano, and hands it to you, and says, "Have you seen the general? By the way, I mean, the hand aside, I think a little bit of a, just a little bit of like, I love a bad boy."
Tailoring is beautiful, and he has the most gorgeous eyes, but hand. Imagine it touching you. Ugh.
Oh, I know.
And Callie doesn't even look back. Like, may
Mhm.
not know fish kind of super well, but like, it's like fucking Kalila has a handle. I don't have to. I don't even want to run the risk of looking over my shoulder. Just like full faith, they're fine.
By the time anyone else looks back or is at all curious about the room they are leaving, Fish, Omar, and Gladly are much, much too far away from the door to be considered with anything close to suspicion, as they, the last partygoers from the dance hall, go to see what all the kerfuffle is in the main hall here. And as you enter the main hall, the music having stopped, and the people speaking in the background with a lot of fervor going back and forth, you see in sort of a central crowd, there's sort of a cleared area as a Nefarian Serpine is kneeling, covered in injuries. There seems to be burns and bites of some kind that is being cared for by a medic using both magic and a first aid kit to heal him. There is also a kneeling skeleton in a suit with rippers behind him, sides around his neck, as if to decapitate him if he moves too quickly. As at the stairs, to get a little bit of a height advantage,
Callie's like,
see-
If they kill him, do I think I can get one of his bones fast enough before they catch me?
can I get a little souvenir? Do you
Just
think
a
that
little
would be appropriate?
sample.
A little sample. As
Okay, sorry to interrupt. She is currently in the betting run for the Murder Skull, which is still out on the black market at this time.
Mhm,
All right.
mhm. Absolutely. As the with a little bit of height advantage, standing on the stairs, you see your friend Morwenna Crow, Sagacious Tome, and Meritorious about to cast judgment on what is happening here. Meritorious saying, "Oh, Skullduggery, what am I gonna do with you?" As a
Ghastly
crowd-
is having a canapé and is like, uh-oh.
yes. As the other, you can see people you recognize as the dead men, like in a group of rippers, as if they already tried to like physically save him. And then as everybody is speaking, you see a small cluster of rippers open the way in the crowd and march out a handcuffed Sinner Drum and a handcuffed and also carried, because they're still like kicking and spitting, disguised Fish. Probably like full beard, big mutton chops. Like definitely went like kind of too far in the disguise.
Yeah, but no, like you can't get a face shape from there.
Mhm.
They
Yeah.
did like, oh gosh, what's his name? Fucking our mutton chops, Train Man.
Oh, Erasmus. Yeah.
Erasmus
Erasmus.
did as
Yeah.
much of a copy of Erasmus because I'm not the best. Still traumatizes them to this day.
Yeah, they wake up in a cold
Across
sweat because
universes.
Yeah.
as the pathways open and the prisoners are marched in, you see through a gap. Give me a perception check. This is going to be all three of you, but I want to see who has the highest to see who catches it.
Cool, that's a sexy little nat one for a total of, I think, 7. No, 5.
Colliginous
That
is both.
skeleton is like,
Yeah, that skeleton. I mean, that's really taking your attention, and you're like, people are in trouble, and it's not me. That's always great. I can kind of observe how he's put together, and everyone's already doing that, so it's not weird. You're just kind of like, that's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. What about Gladly and Fish?
That's an 11.
Okay,
He is pretty nice.
that's pretty nice. Wears that suit well.
yeah, no, Fish like looks over and sees Callie being like, and Fish is like, how the fuck do I can't fucking keep people
You see his hat has been knocked off, and you're like, that's a nice hat. I should get a fedora.
Bye, Ellie!
Living in protest.
Fish goes, milady.
Wow.
No, the tablet took her out.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need
She
to
finally got that call back.
You're going to the meeting place.
Yeah.
You- Gone.
She says the internet chat itself. I assume she's going to try to get back in, but if not, we may have to end it here, which I was going to end it genuinely after this reveal in just a moment.
I was just looking at my screen to check the message, and I saw Grandy and how I was like, that looks like my grandmother, and you guys fucking bullied me. Thinking about that forever. Assholes.
I didn't.
You're innocent. You're my only true friend.
Thank you.
Hi,
I'm
Ellie.
back.
What
Fuck
did you
me,
last
that was
hear?
That was the meeting place.
We were just about to see, like, I don't know, the Rippers had just shown up. Like, the smaller group, clearly with the news of, like, disguised Fish and Sinner who had been let out.
Oh, that was longer ago than I thought.
Oh, yeah.
I noticed you frozen, but I thought you got more recent than that. So the group is marching a handcuffed center drum, moving calmly, and a handcuffed and being carried disguised Fish who is kicking wildly. Disguised Fish looks like Erasmus with big fluffy mutton chops in order to disguise the shape of the face, and because Fish is eternally haunted by "I'm not the best," which is a joke you weren't present for, but is great. You were rolling a perception check. Cal got a 1, and therefore is focused on the really sexy skeleton, as well as how his clothes drape on him. Fish is noticing Cal's interest and going, "That is a good-looking skeleton. Also, should I get a hat? I don't know. I could wear that hat well."
Okay, my perception was an 11.
Okay. Which is, I think, the same as Fish.
I think I should also get a hat. Let's both get matching hats.
Yeah, it was and look at each other and it's like, the hat? Yeah, the
Yeah.
fucking hat.
As both of you notice the hat and then look up, there's a couple of other people in the audience in this party wearing hats. You weren't really paying attention to it. You didn't notice. As the Rippers open up the way for Drum and Fish to be marched in, you see another guy wearing a hat. He's wearing a really nice suit. He's got a lot of scars, but it's a really nice hat. And he's holding a little finger sandwich and May can read lips. She sees when he sees Skullduggery Pleasant about to potentially get executed and go, fuck, as he drops his sandwich and kind of like rushes over to what's happening. And that is where we will end today's session, as we will pick up next time on the heist, which is been 99% successful. Just gotta get away with it now.
I was literally like, is Patrick just gonna have us be like, and then you guys just end the night watching Skullduggery, have a bad day? All right, that's the end of our one shot. All right, players.
Yeah.
I can reveal that you have so far avoided a big battle I have planned. There is potentially another one that you may not be able to avoid, depending on your.
I don't mind a
choices
little
that you make.
battle. A little battle is a treat.
I already used all my fucking spell points.
Right.
Well, take a short. Hun, do you have a short rest benefit at all with your classes, Mooney?
No.
Oh, rip. Okay.
Ellie takes an 8-hour nap. She takes a big sleep.
Yeah.
She goes, you know what? I did my part. You fuckers deal with this. I'm gonna go look at the skeleton
I'm going home.
and have a party.
So
I got my rock. It is currently being used by someone else, but like I got it.
Yeah.
It's on her person, so.
Yeah, it is on our person. Yeah. No, you guys are like, okay, we're gonna teleport out of here. And Kyla's like, I actually caught a ride. You know, my friend is here. I'm gonna go home with her.
After party, Gladys like, after party, drinks. And Kelly's like,
Yeah.
do not make
No.
this fucking
Absolutely
spend
not.
10
No.
minutes.
And there is where we will end today's session. Goodbye.